Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison. I just lost everyone's video in Roll20. Hold on.
I was going to say I don't have your video, but I have everyone else's.
Oh, hold on here. Let me get reconnect. Tonight, we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, playing through... Oh, nice. Scott is, too. Playing through the classic... What? Night Below campaign. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? First up, I have Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing everybody's favorite elf, Calidor, and he is a fighter thief of 6th level.
Them's fighting words. Next up is Dave.
Hey everybody, I am Dave, local resident only armorer. I'm playing Druin Axebrother, who is a 6th level dwarven fighter and 5th level specialty priest of Clangadin Silverbeard.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is our own Jason Hobbs.
Hello, I am Jason Hobbs. I'm playing Elanion Elandin. I'm doing my Steve-O impression. And let's go. I'm a wizard. Let's be a wizard.
Nice. All right. So due to... we were going to have some more players tonight, but unfortunately due to the... we've had the impact of a variety of different things, including personal obligations and the fires on the West Coast. So our thoughts are with our player, John, who is currently dealing with the fires, as well as a number of our listeners or viewers as well, too. I know that Brian's been... one of our regular viewers has been dealing with fires all day. So, Brian, I mean, we do hope this finds you healthy and free as much as you can be of the smoke from those fires. So, our thoughts are with you guys. Now, for the folks who are here, guys, what happened last session?
Well, I believe the only thing that happened pretty much is we were camping and a bunch of dirty trolls thought they would eat us while we were sleeping. But we quickly dispatched them and talked about what it would be like to eat troll stew.
Yes. You guys had started the session at the first seat of the seal and had finished up your meeting and your mentoring with Jaska, the last stone giant sentinel. And so this is actually going to find you guys very close to, what is it? I keep getting it wrong each time. I'm not even going to try. Deadstone Cliff.
Oh, Deadstone.
I keep wanting to say Deadwind because of far too many hours spent in World of Warcraft. So what is your plan for trying to locate Deadstone Cliff, guys?
Walk around till we see giant footsteps.
Okay, and then kind of go from there. All right.
Yeah, we don't really know how to find it.
Find a giant didgeridoo and call for them.
Yes. All right. So then, guys, let's do this. Let's check for random encounters here. Oh, all right. So, let's see here. We technically have a cleric and a fighter and a rogue and a wizard, so we're good. You guys are good to take whatever comes up on the random encounter table.
Of course.
We're ready for the gauntlet.
Yeah. Oh, man. We've had one viewer who's been working their way through from the original episodes, and they've been leaving pretty substantial comments on each of them as well. And it's funny to look back and think like how tough that it seemed when you guys were fighting goblins in those initial forays into Heathertop Warren.
Not just how tough it seemed, it really was tough.
Oh yeah.
Literally difficult.
It was 3 tries to get in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was not easy.
And it's not like we're totally green gamers who've never done any sort of tactical gaming or anything like that. That was just freaking hard.
Yeah. Although I think you guys came up with an outstanding stratagem by going up the side there. Okay, page 100. I know this. I kept looking for...
That's because Bergour the Dwarven Shield Wall could only withstand so many nat 20s.
Yeah, that's true. So we're using some new dice today, too. On an impulse by... Wizards put out this thing, Laeral Silver Hands Adventurers Kit or something like that. And it was supposed to be a nice set of dice, and it's got some cool handouts for Forgotten Realms. But it turned out to be, like, this is the box that it comes in. This beautiful kind of thing with this felt interior. And
wow.
The dice, it comes with 2 dice, so you got roll advantage and disadvantage, but, like, this is the size of a normal D6 here. Look how big the D20s are.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, like, it's a really, it was just an impulse buy for me, but, like, for... it won't replace my big box there, but I mean, for just having a set of dice, there's enough room in it you could fit more dice in. It gives you a dice tray as part of the top, and then you also have these cool, like, illustrations. There's a fold-out map for Forgotten Realms for the Sword Coast and whatnot, and then they've got, like, you know, Icewind Dale, Drizzt Do'Urden, little handouts, so if you want to, people are unfamiliar with Forgotten Realms, to bring them up to speed. That's just not super helpful for me, but the dice are pretty cool. That's what we're using tonight. We're using these. So if you guys get crits on you, you can blame Wizards of the Coast.
I already do.
Nice.
Don't need any crits. I already blame them for everything.
Everything. Damn you. All right. Okay. So guys, you set out the following day, and let's see here. So if you're just looking around trying to find tracks, if that is the approach here, I think what I'll do is I will...
The word was they'd find us.
Yeah, well, so how are you trying to draw attention to yourselves? Or are you? Because last time they didn't find you. You actually found them beforehand.
Right. But shouldn't giant tracks be easier to find and follow than...
They would be if it was something like a hill giant or perhaps a frost giant or something like that. Stone giants are particularly sneaky. Like, they've...
It's probably a lot rockier here.
I could call out in giant for Gallenmere.
Yeah, I mean,
Friends of Gallenmere here.
Okay. So if you guys are... The reason I'm thinking is just if that may have an effect on the chance of a random encounter.
Of course.
Of course. So what you guys find is you get down into what you think is sort of the region where you came across Deadstone Cliff before. You spend most of the day sort of, you know, tracking your way through, trying to find some way of drawing, some familiar landmark or whatnot. Elanion, what is your tracking again? Your tracking proficiency?
15.
15. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So you guys are making your way along here, and you're staying closer to where some of the bigger cliffs are. It's about midday when you guys are making your way, near the lower part of one of the cliffs. And Elanion, you're keeping your eyes down and keeping your eyes out to try and keep an eye up, or to try and find any kind of sign of these stone giant tracks. But what you find is, now that you're not sure if it's because of your now familiarity with the giant language, or whether it is something to do with a strengthened connection to earth magics. But you actually can see from an angle, if you were further up, you would see this markings, what looks like just natural markings on the wall, would actually be a word, a giant word. Mm-hmm. And you sort of,
cool.
You look at this thing. There's probably a tree or a rise or something that you can go up to get a better vantage point. And when you do, when you get to the point where you can actually get a better perspective on this, you can see that it is a single word that means west.
So we go west.
Yeah, and
unless it means it's east because it's west of our location. I don't know now. Now I'm confused.
yeah.
Let's go east.
What are you guys thinking?
Don't overthink this, Jeff.
Just go west.
Young
That's
man.
pretty easy there, Elanion. The giants are dumb. If it says west, we go west.
Stone giants aren't dumb.
They're dumb to me.
Druin is a bigot, so there is that. All right, so you it takes you about maybe 15-20 minutes of further travel through the hills until you see another marking, and by keeping your eye out for those and following these things, you are able to find yourself close to where you guys first departed. And Elanion, this seems a lot easier for you to see now than what it would have been before. You definitely have a connection with the wilderness and with the kind of the natural wilds and whatnot, but this seems much easier to find it, almost as if there is an imperceptible sound that seems calling you back here. So you guys actually, without encountering any living being, you find yourself once again at the entrance to Deadstone Cliff. So,
do I know what all these runes say now?
You do, yeah. They are names. It's almost as if there were markings for past kings or thanes. Let me bring you guys over to Deadstone Cliff as well, too. Let me first erase you guys. Oh no, you're dead.
Don't insult the giants. Don't insult the giants. Don't insult the giants.
Don't insult those stupid, stinking whew. All right. So there we are, guys. Ping where you are. There you go. All right. And I've put your tokens there, but how would you guys want to approach the entrance to Deadstone Cliff?
Is this I don't think I've ever seen this map. Nice.
Were you not here when we went through this map?
Like, walk up and around the corridor. Really far. Of course, nothing in Giantville is ever small.
Sure, if you walk up and around the corner, what happens is you can see that one of the stone giants within kind of steps out and looks down at you, Elanion, in particular, and says, "You've returned in giant." And you guys can't understand what this thing has said, but it speaks in a language now that you understand, Elanion.
Indeed. I'll turn back to my companions. Bring forth the binding stone.
And the giant's eyes kind of, the big white opaque eyes, big. And let's remember what we're looking at here as well, too. Where is he? Where is he? There's the sleeper. There he is. Go, guys. So, this massive giant turns and calls out behind him, "Rinkala!" And Ken of the Wise and Gallenmere and a bunch of other stone giants come down. There's, of course, what Gallenmere looks like. And Ken of the Wise looks like this.
She loved us.
She was a big fan of the dwarves. Yeah, definitely. Wait, did I say fan? I meant...
Yeah, like number one fan, like that character in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Misery.
So you guys are... Yeah, exactly.
Call out when
in
he
a Kathy
sees
Bates kind of way.
Lord Gallenmere, we do not bring Uratesh, but we do bring his hammer. Bring forth Uratesh's hammer.
Okay, Calidor brings it up.
Bring it forth yourself.
Oh god.
Just because he starts learning giant, he thinks he's a ruler of the rock or something.
Okay. So you bring forth the hammer, and the Can of the Wise comes forward and first asks the stone. Where is the stone?
Bring forth. Yeah, here it is.
Oh wait, it's on me. So you deliver the stone to forth, and all of them are kind of like and kind of hover, muttering back and forth. You've got a small crowd of stone giants that are in the back there now, and in the thing they say they gesture for you to come in, and you guys are brought into that same alcove into which you were brought before. So let me just bring it down there. It's way down here. Oh, not that far. Guys, slow down. Not that far. Not that far. Hold up. There. Okay, hold up. Whoop. Boop. Now you're in darkness. Now you're in a hallway. And, maybe I can just minimize that while I bring you over. Boom, you're in the hall again. Alright, so you guys are up here.
These giants are tiny. Who's this little guy?
Whoop. There you go. Boom, and he's stepping on you. So they...
So I was going to say, as soon as we start to settle in, let it be known, MacMorian the devil is no more.
It's kind of the muttering between, and Canna steps forward and says, "How do you know? Proof?
How do you know?
Do you bring proof?"
We have the binding stone.
And Gallenmere also adds that, "And the hammer of my son."
Yes, and the seal is resealed as per the Sentinel's orders.
Canna looks down at you and says, "Your change. A change has become, or has come upon you."
It is true, I have spent some learned time with Jaska, the Sentinel.
They're just kind of like muttering amongst the crowd about this. And the Canna says, "Lies! He is a myth!" And Gallenmere says, "No! Look at him! He seems touched." And Canna just says, He used the binding stone, his fragile frame shaped by its power."
And how do you think I learned the giant tongue?
Because everyone in the audience now understood that.
Except we don't have a clue what they're talking about.
No, it's just you're judging reactions from stuff. So she there, like Gallenmere and Canna are both speaking to you in common, so you can follow that. It's Elanion's answer. I think that was in Giant.
Yeah.
So when they said he was touched, it was okay for me to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me on the hammer where they touched you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They. So the long and the short of it is that they are satisfied with. I mean, you've gone above and beyond with MacMorian dead. It is tragic that Uratosh died, but the stone giants are fairly difficult to read anyway. So it's unclear as to whether Gallenmere is really choked up over this, or whether he feels like that he had lost the son already, or what. But they gratefully take back the binding stone from you, Canna will place that. Will be leaving with it to go place it in some other the safe kind of alcove that it was. Yeah, as a Sony Visage, exactly. They agree now that this is back that they will help your Paul Frey. They will help your master. Yeah.
I forgot we were doing this just so they do some masonry work for us.
Yeah, but that's the right. I have the right details, right?
Yeah.
I missed a session or two, so those are the right. That's right. We don't know they're really dead because there's no bodies.
Correct.
Yeah. It's not after the drowning. You never recovered or never saw the bodies. And when Jaska goes there, he said he couldn't find them either.
I mean, as players, we know they're not dead because Kev's our DM, but
because you've seen a movie before.
No.
Yeah, because you've seen a movie. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, but even then, like, I don't know. I think we should tell them that we didn't see the bodies.
Well,
no, we're taking credit here, man. We're taking
maybe
credit
when the
here.
entire stone giant population isn't here to weigh judgment upon that, I will tell the Galenmere exactly what's happening. Until then,
yeah. Well, I mean, they will definitely they will have what you want is a private audience with him, that he will definitely grant that. Partly because he wants to. He has a way that he wants to thank you, and in addition, they need to work at the particulars of going to help out Paul Frey, and they do want to learn. So the whole thing about Jaska and the Sentinels or the Watchers, that's a part of their, like, it's a sort of like dimly remembered memory, like a legend for them. Jaska and his ilk would be probably as far from these guys as what, say, ancient Egypt is from us.
Oh, I thought you were going to say as far as they are from the elves or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm trying to give a real world equivalent just because in the elves, it's another one of those, like, a long, long time ago.
I know I know the history of Greyhawk better than I do in Egypt.
Fair enough. So,
as with most gamers,
more than 5,000 years ago, Hobbs. So, huge. Yeah.
That's only a couple of generations of elves. That's really not that long.
Yeah. So it is the relative period of time is what I'm speaking of, guys. So
we went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh boy. The rabbit hole is more fun when we're running a pre-gen mystery adventure. We've done those with a couple of them now, and it's been terrific seeing, like, players sometimes go off on a total, like, yeah, this is the way, and someone else is like, yeah, it's totally the way. You're like, fuck, where are you guys going? It's a little more fun when you're making it up yourself. Okay, so guys, what they want to know more about is about Jaska. Like, has he awoken? Is he what was he like? Did he say anything about the other Sentinels?
Is this in a private audience or is this still
private audience? Yeah.
Oh, okay. We are in the private audience.
Yeah.
Now. I think here we are going to be more forthwith with everything, and then say, Jaska is the last stone giant sentinel. I'll certainly say it that way, and explain about all the seats of the seals.
Yeah.
And how they've been changed over time, and that it may behoove the stone giant people to send an emissary to Jaska while you still have time, and see, do they worship what was the god?
Minderhall.
Do they still hold Minderhall dear, or?
Oh yeah. Canna is effectively the tribe's priestess. Yeah.
Shamaness or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe try and take some time here, because we are not in a big hurry. Maybe take a day or two that I could actually, like, engrave something using magic to show them, like, a map of where the seats are and where that lies.
Yeah.
And cross, vaguely, so maybe they could try to relearn that lost history.
Sure. Yeah. No, they're definitely open for that. And knowing that one of the Sentinels, like that, for one, they actually exist, and for two, like what you learn is that they were a little. The reason that they have not gone back is because of superstition. They were not sure what would be waiting for them there. You know, if the legends tell of those who stayed behind, but it was unclear whether they would be, they would have vengeful spirits or they would have what might be found there.
And I think further information would be, how important it is, and then how this actually does tie into what is happening in other parts of this area, concerning, the deep ones and what the seals are for, and how one of those is here. And I think it ties into what we were talking about with awakening Deadstone, or at least trying to use his power.
Canna still thinks that you're off the mark with Deadstone as well too. She thinks that the power that would be needed to unchain a god like that, like we're talking deaths in the billions.
Right. I'll say I recognize that, and it's possibly not even Deadstone. It could be one of these deep ones. Is that what Jaska called them?
The cold ones.
The cold ones, yeah.
We
have reason to believe that one of the cold ones has found a different entrance and is manipulating things. So
what they told you before about how they remembered your kind, right? And
I'm here, sorry.
Sure. Cat attack.
Cat.
What they say is that, their legends speak of having passed their knowledge along as well to some of the younger races. At the time, it's unclear to them what race that would be. Because they were small ones, right? So whether that was humans or, certainly it wasn't dwarves, because they've been at war with each other, or at least there's been animosity between them for as long as the two races have coexisted. They do remember passing it along. They also remember that there was a time when they were lost, like where the other lesser or smaller races spread across the regions that were abandoned by the giants and the giant clans. Whatever tribe that had befriended the Galanmir's ancestors, those that went below and then came above again, they've completely disappeared to history. There was rumors of something nearby. There was rumors of trade even between his people and one of the small ones learned in the ways of stone. But that came to a dramatic end, millennia before ages and ages and ages ago, before men came, certainly.
I don't remember, what did they say about helping the Palfreys in the last couple hundred years?
They remember
tell
doing
us about the spire in the wood.
They don't remember helping with that. They remember helping with. They remember helping build a thing, but they don't remember building a spire.
So that is conflicting information from what we kind of got from the Aarakocra. Is that right? Or
no, Aarakocra don't know who built that structure. They saw things moving around in that structure, but they don't know what was in there. They didn't want to get too close, so they could pick out that it was Aarakocra as opposed to just birds. And you guys did hear rumors that it was stone giants who built Palfrey's Keep, like the current Palfrey's Keep. but I'm not sure you guys had any information as to who built the previous one. Although remember that they've been denying that that exists.
There is a one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The story that we got about Lord Palfrey's ancestor, Lord Lothar, Paladin of St. Cuthbert, and his battle with the Necromancer was from the guy who was training us, the Master at Arms.
Yep.
In the keep.
But that's a different place anyway, right? Lord Lothar's in the northern woods, of the northern area of Heronshire, where this other one, where the Aarakocra we're talking about, is in the southern woods, right? Am I wrong here? Or?
We don't know. We didn't get a location for where
The Necromancer thing?
where Lothar's original keep was.
So the fight with the Necromancer was in the north. Let's go to the overland map. Hold on here.
Yeah, I was
That'd
looking
be
at
helpful here.
our handouts.
Yeah, that was in the woods north of the river.
Yeah, the name of the
And
woods.
the original name was the Brilliant Spire Keep, and it became the Broken Spire Keep after it was cursed.
Yeah, Hardlow Woods.
Hardlow Woods.
Yeah. So in the Hardlow Woods is where the let me just move
Necromancer
in
is.
here.
Yeah.
Where
I'm reading this off the party log. This
yeah,
isn't
Lothar
really from-
fought the Necromancer up there, but the
Spire
Spire was supposed to be in the Thornwood. Yeah, a bulwark against things coming from the south. And then it said that the last thing the Necromancer did was curse Broken Spire, or to curse Brilliant Spire. And yeah.
Okay, so the Necromancer was in both areas. That's why it got confusing. So
No, the Necromancer was only ever in Hardlow.
Oh, I thought the Brilliant Spire is what the one in Thornwood was called. No?
It is, but that's where Paul Frey's home was. And that's what he cursed.
Okay. So the Necromancer cursed it, though.
Yes.
So that does affect both of them
Yeah.
somehow.
And then Paul Frey moved over to here, where the keep is now, and he's basically denying that.
Sure, you know what, Hobbs,
Right.
I think, just to avoid any confusion, so in the Hardlow Woods, that was the stronghold of the Necromancer. That's what you've heard.
Yeah.
And that place is supposed to be still cursed to this day. The south is in the Thornwood. That is where Brilliant Spire Keep was supposed to be. And his Paul Frey's ancestor is said to have ridden out with other devotees of the Church of St. Cuthbert, or of St. Cuthbert, and defeated the Necromancer, though at great cost to them. And then with his dying breath, the Necromancer cursed Lothar Paul Frey's home. Is that right, Dave?
Which is why they left the Thornwood and moved to the Half-Cut Hills and built the new keep with the help of the Stone Giants. His ancestors.
Okay. I don't know if any of this is going to make a difference, because there's only so many things we can really do.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm assuming we're doing this campaign for the rest of our natural lives.
Yeah, but unless it's like a video game and not the real world, things you can't circle back to stuff that's been in stasis forever. And
All right. So, is there anything else we need from the Giants?
If you do not have any further questions for them, they do have gifts for you.
Gifts. This is perfect. There's only 3 of us. We're going to get all the XP for the magical gifts.
As with other sort of transitional story rewards, this will likewise be split across the entire party. The XP, at least, and the gold value. So
we get all the treasure then.
Eldor's now carrying 5 magic swords.
All right. So, guys, here's what they offer you, and I'll go from the least interesting stuff up to sort of the most interesting stuff. And let me make sure I
you're
got
going to be putting this stuff in Discord at some point? So we can
I will
copy
be
down?
summarizing it in Discord, after the session tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll put everything in there so that those who were not able to attend tonight can look on in envy at the things you guys have called dibs on.
Because that's exactly how it works.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right. So here's what you got. First off, there is 2 portions of a route that they describe as a root of power. Now, what the root of power does is that if you consume it, either by chewing on it and eating it or making it into a tea, it will restore one previously cast spell of 1st to 3rd level.
Ooh. That's pretty cool.
Do you guys want me to put this in the party loot?
If you want, yeah, Dave. Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, Elaine, Hobbs is way ahead of you.
It's not in the loot, but I'm putting it in the chat so you can just copy and paste it if you want, Dave, if you get behind him.
Okay.
Yep.
Second thing is there are... these are the... it's basically like petals. Dried petals that can be powdered, ground into a powder. These are flowers of fury. And when you consume these, there's 2 of them. When you consume it, you get -3 to your initiative for 1 turn while you're in melee.
Cool.
There are also other petals. So those are a like kind of a purple color. There's also a yellow-colored one, and these are flowers of focus. And what they do is, if you consume them, you get -3 to your initiative for 1 turn with missile weapons.
And what is eating a flower as far as an action on your turn?
Same as a potion, so I think it's 4.
There are 2
Okay.
petals of focus.
2 flowers of focus, 2 flowers of fury.
Okay.
Okay. There are also 4 poultices that are effectively potions of healing. So you get 4 potions of healing. There is also a whetstone that can be used once per day. And what this does is it grants +2 damage for 1 turn. Now you can use that on a single arrow, or you can use it on a melee weapon that has a blade to it.
Sorry, what was it? What was the bonus? +2?
+2 damage for 1 turn, but can be used once per day. A whetstone of sharpness. There is an elixir that they offer as well too. It is pretty big, so you're going to be able to get 4 doses out of this between humanoid-sized creatures. It gives you for 1 day +1 save versus cold. It is an elixir of ice.
So 4 of those?
Yeah, 4 of them from that, yeah.
Should I just stop doing this, Dave?
Sure.
Because you're not paying attention to what I'm doing anyway. All the stuff that you're asking him, I have in the chat.
Okay. You also have 1 dose of a... It's an herb that appears to be... It's like a black root, and it's shot through with little brilliant flecks in it. This is large enough so you can break this down into 2 different doses. What it grants is, for 1 turn, the spellcaster will gain 2 extra spells of each level they know. But those spells must be cast within 1 turn. It is a fascinating herb. You have 2 of those. There's also an elixir of lightning, which is identical to the one that the elixir of cold was, but this grants +2 to saves versus lightning damage or electricity.
How many
where?
doses?
You have you can get 4 doses out of it because it was made for a giant sized.
So it'd be +1 save versus lightning.
+2 save actually with that one.
Oh.
Yeah, +2 versus lightning for 1 day. Once you consume it, you get +1 save, +2 save. Sorry, for 1 day. You also have, there are 3 other items that they offer you, or that they gift to you. One of those is a kite shield that is has kind of a stone quality to the front of it. It's got a like a orangey kind of stone finish to it. The kite shield grants, so just like other shields, +1 AC versus all attacks, +2 versus, plus an additional 1 versus missile attacks, and it grants the bearer +1 save versus poison. So that is a barrel kite shield, BERYL. The +1 is not magical either. That's what a kite shield gives you. So it's an unremarkable kite shield that also gives +1 to your save versus poisons. Otherwise, it's a normal shield. There is also a morning. Okay, we'll go in order of badassitude here. The next thing is a soldier's hunter's bow. A hunter's bow has a range that's slightly shittier than a than a longbow, slightly better than a short bow, but it can only fire sheaf arrows. The sheaf arrows do 1d8 damage to both medium and large-sized creatures, but this soldier's hunter's bow is +2 to hit, and if you roll a 17, 18, 19, or 20, it does double damage.
Cool.
And the last thing they offer you is a Morning Star that has a Rime of Frost on it. This thing, and they'll explain what each of these things are to you as well, too. You don't having to identify this stuff. This is a Morning Star, so the Morning Star does 2d4 against small and medium creatures, does 1d6 +1. It is magical, but it does not give a bonus to hit or damage. What it does do is when you hit a target, it loses 2d4 on its initiative. So it slows things down for the next round. And on a hit, it needs to make a save or take 2d6 cold damage on top of whatever weapon damage it does.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a depleting Morning Star of ice. So, and it's very much like the spear that Chael uses, where it's a breath save, it's a save versus breath weapon, or it takes the cold damage. So that is their way of saying thank you to you, supplying you with some goods to get you on your way again, to help you in your future adventures, and gifting you with some of the small trinket-sized items that have found their way into the tribe's collection, as it were.
So we're going to let them know that the bodies of Mokmorian and Uratash were not found, nor their humanoid companion of...
What's this humanoid companion that you speak of? That's news to them.
They had someone else who was with them and seemed to be an equal level of power to Mokmorian and Uratash. They took its counsel.
Did you see anything about it?
Wasn't it wrapped up in bandages or something?
Yeah.
It seemed to speak without speaking. Or something. I don't know. From what?
Because he couldn't hear him when he's talked.
Yeah, from what Dorman told us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was communicating without talking.
Like the cold one does, as
Yes.
far as we can tell.
The cold ones. Hello, sweetie. What's up? Anna says hi.
Yo, Anna, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey. Hi. Hi, sweetie. So I can hear the thump against the door, and she's been batting her head against the door trying to get in. You doing, goofball? So what they tell you is that the legends say that the cold ones, as you know, Caldor experienced, they can bend others to their will and act through them. The legends say that they do not die, that they simply continue, and if it was something the size of man and the shape of man, it may have been something of a cautionary tale for you, Caldor. Had you not escaped the will of this thing, you may have become a thrall to whatever master that it answers to. Though the legends are unclear as to whether the ability to communicate without speaking, the way that you may recall your dark master communicating to you, whether it would allow you to then communicate with others.
Right, if you had totally given into it.
But there may be other beings subjugated by the cold ones that are in service to them, that may not be prohibited or driven off by the seals. If so, then there may be more. They may have allies on the surface. How were you afflicted, Caldor? How did you come to be marked by the cold ones?
What were they? Trolls?
Bugbears.
Bugbears. We dined with some bugbears and they poisoned me.
Dined.
We did.
Yeah, I drank with them.
Yeah.
Then if they are masters, then they may be servants of the cold ones as well. The cold ones may already have agents on the surface working their will.
I think certainly they do.
That bodes very, very poorly for those. You have driven off. Wait, did you say that this thing was speaking to Mokmorian?
Yeah.
Did he speak to Uratosh?
I don't know that we know.
Dorman could have told you that he only saw Mokmorian speaking to this thing. He did not actually see Uratosh. Then
No, we did
Mokmorian,
not.
then his perfidy may run deeper than simply ill will towards the tribe. He may have been a slave to the cold ones. And he in turn perhaps to Uratosh?
Yes, it's possible. That's what we would surmise. Because elves don't guess.
The Canna kind of looks over and she says, have you known this influence? Have you known it to afflict anything larger? Larger than you, small folk?
Hey, weren't those Fomorian giants captured the priests of St. Cuthbert and were running off with them?
Right. Yes.
Fought a couple of Fomorians. Ugly beasts.
In the Shrieking Mire?
In the Shrieking Mire. They had captured some human priests of St. Cuthbert from the path from Thurmaster to Palfrey's Keep.
You can see Galamir kind of, wrinkles his nose as if smelling something distasteful and says, Fomorian are more beast than giant.
But they're bigger. That's what
Were
she
they
asked.
marked as Calador was?
Didn't they have a marking on them?
You didn't smell any fishiness or anything like that on them.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
they had...
Then not that we discovered.
The army that marched on the city of men to the north.
Threshold.
We did not throw in with them because it was folly, and obvious folly. The time of our kind ruling the lowlands has passed. What if that folly was driven by another influence?
We believe it is. All over this area.
Then the influence of the Cold Ones is more extensive. You have a great deal of experience with the agents of the Cold Ones. I know you walk in the faith of strange gods, but it seems your gods have placed you in a position to thwart that plan. Your gods care for you.
I'm but an instrument of my gods. I'll cut hills in half if I have to.
You can hear Canna kind of
That's
Galamir
okay, I don't
kind
like
of gives her a look of, be nice.
I give Galamir kind of a wink, like I did that just to piss her off.
Yeah. So, do you have any other questions or any things you want to ask them about? They will be sending a crew to go and assist with whatever tasks Palfrey's, your clan Palfrey wants of you. You have done more to assist the clan than they could ever have hoped from small people. So,
Elanion offers to take a day or maybe two with Canna and examine the binding stone and help her with what he knows if she wishes.
yeah. What's your charisma?
It's pretty shitty. Because I have a -2 with non-elves.
Oh,
No.
shit! Yeah, you're actually, because of your changes and because of the language, I am going to give you a positive modifier as well.
All right. So my charisma is a 10.
Okay, so yeah. All
Your
right.
charisma or Elanian's charisma?
My charisma is a 19. Elanion's charisma is a 10.
You got class coming out of your ass.
Like grass.
So she, as kind of crusty and antagonistic towards the dwarves as she may appear, she's not stupid, and she seems to have a very good sense of her place in the history of the tribe as well too. So given an opportunity to learn by second hand from a sentinel is going to be something that she will happily take advantage of. She will be very happy to have you assist her with that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What about Druin and Caldor?
Maybe we could trade some spells.
Well, she isn't an arcane caster. Remember, they cast their arcane casters out of the tribe, like Fomorian.
That's all right.
Oh, goodness.
Maybe that's a bad idea. You guys want to do anything?
No, I think the Calidor's a little uncomfortable around the giants.
I'm okay to leave whenever we can.
Not that I have any kind of racial hatred like the dwarf, but
Hey, what?
just in general, man, like, they might step on me. I don't get their jokes. Their food is just too big and awkward.
I'm not a racist.
No, I'm just uncomfortable around them. I don't know.
Just trying to deal with the fact that, my people have been fighting them for, longer than, millennia probably. And here I am working with them. It's just different.
Have you
Like,
really...
how
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask how... Is it the stone giants specifically you fight, or more hill giants, or...
Depends on where you live. Hill dwarfs probably fight hill giants and mountain
Yeah, I
dwarf.
mean, and I would say to that, I mean, aren't there other dwarves that you guys don't necessarily get along with, like Bergour
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever?
I'd be all for fighting some Bergour right now, waving
Yeah,
a magical Bergour axe in front of them.
But I mean, if other people were just calling the Bergour dwarves, you wouldn't like that. So to call all the giants, just keeping them all in one group, it should be pretty easy to see that the Sentinel dude and hit their ants, and their tree below it
Top
have
plane,
merit.
Elf. Talking in circles, Elf. I'm not figuring out what you're getting.
Quit being an a-hole and just accept them for who they are. That's it.
That's what you're trying to say? You could have just said it.
How big are they, Kev?
About 20 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Calidor is just super uncomfortable here. He'd rather move on. Reminds him of being a child again. He hasn't been a child for a long time, and he didn't have a particularly wonderful one.
A D&D character with a tragic childhood? Come on.
What? We come up to their thigh, right? Our head is about their thigh level. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously something, if
Druin.
really goes
Druin.
to half-brother, something happened to one of my parents to lead to that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm going by. I never made up a backstory. I'm just assuming some kind of broken home.
I came from a perfectly caring, loving home in Dwarven mountains.
I still have both my parents. I write them regularly.
Yep. None of this, lost child syndrome, orphan D&D character syndrome.
No, and I wasn't trying to claim some tropic backstory. I'm just saying I don't really like hanging around with these big giant fucking giants. These aren't my people. Yeah?
All right, let's GTFO. Let's take the crew. Let's impress the people. Let's get the gifts from Paul Frey, and then
I think you should give me that whetstone, though. I think that's. Or
Okay.
maybe
Take whatever you
Calidor-
like, Druin.
Maybe Calidor wants it. Who knows?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
No, is there anything you guys interested there? In the. Are you specialized in Calidor?
Yeah,
Swords?
swords. Yeah, long swords, whatever. the weapons I use, yeah.
But you're still a fighter, right? So you could still use a.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You could use a weapon that you're not specialized in and still benefit from it.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anyone else who doesn't have a magic item at this point, or a magic weapon. Like,
I think Chael's got 2 magic weapons. I've got 2 magic weapons. Bergour's got that kick-ass magic sword, and I don't know if he has another magic weapon.
If Bergour does?
Yeah, I don't know what if he took.
I don't think he's got a magical sword that he uses, but I don't think
that we're still not sure you get to keep. So
yeah, yeah.
There's some controversy there.
Yeah.
Brent would actually have to show up to try and take it. So that's...
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, he might be showing up right away.
Yeah. So, what are you guys thinking here? Oh.
Well, Elanion, you got your eyes on anything that's in the list?
Oh, just the magic stuff. I mean, nothing you guys want. All the magical things. No, I just
like about
I'm curious. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Hobbs.
I was just saying, I was curious how you were going to do this at knit stuff, because you haven't really. We roll group and knit, so.
Oh no, the that's
Does it just affect the speed factors of whatever you're doing?
Precisely. Yeah. It just reduces the speed factor of whatever you're doing. And similarly, for your thing, what it'll do is if someone takes that diminishing Morning Star of Ice, then when you hit the target next round, they're going to lose 2d4 to their they'll be 2d4 slower. They'll add that to their initiative score.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it should be pretty neat.
And that soldier's hunter's bow, that's similar to Druin's battle axe, where if you roll a 17 to 20, you get extra damage. That extra damage dice is freaking
well, and that really made a difference in that troll fight yesterday too, right? So, is anyone laying claim to? How about the if not the main magical items? What about the expendables or the consumables?
So we have 3. Those are for all sorts of spell casting, though. It looks like we have
any kind of spell casting. It'll be usable. Yeah.
6 of them.
There's 2. Yeah, 2 roots of power, and then there is 4. 2 fascinating herbs. So the roots of power are the ones that restore spells that you've used. The elixir of, or the fascinating herb, that gives you for 10 minutes you gain 2 extra spells of every level that you can cast, but they need to be cast within those 10 minutes.
Just cranking them off.
Yeah.
I can't move this round. I still have spells to cast.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, especially with the duration of some of your spells, clever use of. I think you guys can make some pretty clever use of that ability.
I'm gonna write root of power, and you say it's called a fascinator. The black root herb is a fascinating herb.
Fascinating herb, yeah.
Right.
And you have 2 of those.
I'll take one of each of those.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just mark them off in the loop.
Okay. What about any of the other things? I mean, there's 4 healing potions. Does anyone want to lay claim to those?
Yeah, I don't check if I've got anything in my sheet left.
And then the Petals of Fury and Petals of Focus. What are you guys thinking about for those?
Okay, so you took a root of power, Elanion?
Yeah.
And
I'll take I think I would take a potion of healing.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 3 left.
I feel like those some of those either items are better for some of our characters who are taking much more varied actions. Honestly, Kalidor is just such a straightforward character. I don't know that I would use them, maybe, but I'll let the other guys who aren't here have a look at them before I claim them, because not that I'm not happy to take some, but I just see Kalidor like, I don't know.
One thing to consider too, from the last couple of sessions, at least the combat encounters, Druin is definitely going pretty late in the initiative cycle. If he was able to take 3 off of his weapon speed for his battle axes, that would definitely move him up a little further. I think there were 1 or 2 rounds where he actually acted after all of you guys did and after the trolls did.
Right. Yeah, so maybe Druin, those are really good for you.
Petals of Fury.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm using that two-handed axe. It's got an initiative of like 8.
Oh yeah, so it drop it down to a longswords bonus.
7. No, it's an 8, I think.
No, but if you took -3, a longsword's a 5, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it would drop the speed of that down to a 5, and then you'd also have the magical bonus on top of that. So you'd be
yeah, for sure.
That'd be a lot faster. What about does anyone particularly want that Morning Star, the depleting Morning Star?
That's what I was asking Kalidor about his specialization, because your sword is great and especially good against dog-like creatures, but if you were slowing people down and doing extra 2d6 of damage, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against taking it. That's for sure. I just don't feel the need to claim it before other people. Like, if someone sees it and they're like, oh, that's so cool, I want to fight with that weapon, or I don't know.
While we're doing that, guys, let's quickly... Why don't each of you give me a percentile roll, please? Let's see what other stuff... I specifically saved rolling up the other information about this until we did it live, because I enjoy doing that. So 58 is the first one.
Yeah, that's right. They'll have their little secret powers.
Yep. Okay, so 58.
70 was first, if you care. Oh, no, forget
Oh, yours was first? Okay, thanks, Hobbs. It does,
no,
actually.
get rid of that 58.
No. So, interesting. This thing has got a very exotic kind of design to it. I'm trying to think who... Does anyone have ancient history? I think Brent's character is the only one who's really maybe able to give it. So when if Brent makes it tonight, we'll let him take a look and see if he can tell you where this came from. None of the civilizations or the species that you guys are familiar with. It's something totally foreign.
Is this for the Morning Star?
Yes, for the Morning Star. And
Cool.
Okay. What you can see is that there are designs of strange-looking plants on it that sort of work up as if there's vines working and twisting their way up the metal shaft. And I need one more roll from you, Jeff, please.
Yeah. E100.
Okay.
38.
38, okay. Huh. So once per day, when the bearer touches a dead or malnourished mundane plant, the plant is restored to full health.
Is this the Morning Star or is this another item?
That's the Morning Star.
Once per day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the size of the plant limited?
It will be, yeah. And like it is going to be limited to like a large sized thing. So, something that like a 9-foot tree or something might be restored, but like it wouldn't be able to use that power to restore life to say a dying or dead redwood. The bow, let's check that. Can I get each of you to give me a percentile roll again? Please. Okay. Ooh, this one's got a real dark and sinister kind of quality to it. A lot of the parts are made from a very like a blackened iron for around the handle, and the wood that makes up the bow seems to be scorched.
Cool.
The detail, let's see here. This has a lot of accoutrements. It's not a language that you understand, but you can feel in your gut it's a language you don't want to understand. It is something, especially for you, Dave, like there's something unnatural and unholy about this language, the script on it, but it definitely seems to be something from a higher station. There's lots of flourishes on this bow that speak to it being owned or created for someone with a position of power. And then its ability.
Is it the language we don't understand? Is it similar to the Bergour?
It's similar to that. I think that, yeah, it's similar to that. The ways that the Bergour language corrupts Dwarven, it would be in the direction of this language, of this script. It doesn't mean you can necessarily read it, but it definitely pushes it in that direction. Okay, and then what its ability is twice per day, you can gesture to a spot up to 60 feet away, and a small flame will emerge. So it's like it won't do damage or anything more than like just a consequent, like a little like maybe a point of damage, but it can be used to light things on fire. And when you do that, there are runes that flare up the length of this. Conceivably, what you could do is if you had a fire arrow, you could draw it back and then have it light on its own and then let it go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think we can safely call this an Infernal Soldier's Warbow.
But it was some dark and evil leader's soldier warbow.
Yeah. You know, and the thing with the enchantments that are into these things, they allow, one of the like elementary things that's always included in these is a something along the lines of like a stasis rune. So, like, Lord knows how long this thing has been, carried by whoever it was that died at the hands of the giants for it to make its way into their collection. Right? Mm-hmm. So who knows how old this thing is. And the last thing is that kite shield. So why don't we, once again, guys, give me 3 rolls, please.
Trying to make chainmail, damn it.
Ooh.
Look at the swings on those rolls. All right.
All right. So this is interesting. It has...
Where are you getting all this out of, Kevin? What book?
Oh, this is from the Comprehensive Equipment Manual. This is the older version that was available in print. You can get there's a new version of this that you can only get in PDF currently, but it's got some terrific stuff. And if you play 5e, there's some fantastic rules for customizing gear in here and introducing a bunch of other gear too. So it's a really, really great. Really like the supplement a lot. And then let's see here. Holy shit! So this, good lord, this thing may be really, really old.
Are you getting new gear? Damn it!
Yeah, it's always old shit you guys are getting. No, this thing seems to date back. I mean, this may be from the time of the Colorless Fire, from the Soul, because this thing, the markings that are on here speak to a order of soldiers or warriors or knights maybe that defended mages, because there's tons of those sigils that you've seen in other markings, the ones that are found all the way across the Flanace, used by every sentient species dating back to the giants. it has those markings on it, and then it... Woof. So once per day, it can reflect an electrical attack back on the attacker.
Oh, wow. That's a really cool power.
Yeah. So this seems to have been some kind of... Yeah, some kind of armament crafted to protect some ancient soul warrior who protected, you know, the mages. And in Seoul, the mages seem to have been, the legends say at least, that it was a magocracy ruled by the mages. So this may have been part of some kind of house guard that protected them thousands and thousands of years ago. Okay. So, learning what their abilities are, does that change anyone's claims for these things?
Nope. Can't use a shield. Not unless I'm defending dwarves.
Okay.
And I don't think Bergour by himself counts.
Yeah. That's right, you can't use a shield, yeah. Okay.
That's crap.
All right. So then, guys, what are you doing next then? Elanion, you spend your time with her, and you guys are as with the Aarakocra, you guys have made fast allies of the clan of Gallenmere, and you guys are considered members of Clan Gallenmere now. So when,
of course, we got everybody's favorite elf in the party.
Yes.
Keller, are you okay if I take that whetstone of sharpness? It looks pretty awesome.
Go for it, my friend.
Sweet.
Mm. Awesome. Okay. Nice. Okay, so then, guys, what? A couple of more days pass, and you guys are now ready to head back to Lord Palfrey's keep. Do you wish to travel with them, or do you wish to go ahead? They will take a couple of days to get themselves ready. They will send an envoy first to figure out what Palfrey wants, and then they will go back and forth, and it'll be over the course of the season they will rebuild that. But what do you guys want to do next? Bless you.
Might be best if we showed up first and kind of told them that we had worked out this deal.
Yep.
Bunch of giants marching up is could be quite intimidating.
Well, with all the deaths, yeah, those deaths around Thurmaster as well too. I think that would likely put them on edge. Great. So then, what? So you guys will head off tomorrow morning, I suppose. Elanion, was there anything else you wanted to try and get out of Canna while you guys were studying together?
Does she know anything about the traveling stones or what was taught to the small ones?
What she's heard is that the small ones who they taught, that they forged one of her predecessors, back generations. She went out to see more of what the world was. This is before the around the time when men first came here. The allies, the small ones that they taught, they were, they were not, they weren't as difficult to deal with as the dwarves. The dwarves have always been a thorn in the side of the stone giants. But what her predecessor found is that where they were, they found men. And as with else seemingly everywhere in the lowlands, the men spread and took what was once that of other peoples. What came of the small ones, those small allies? Time passes for the stone giants, similarly to the way it does for elves. but unfortunately, time passes much faster for those small races. So, waiting a decade between contact would not have been a big deal. Waiting a couple decades, or a few even, between contact would not seem like too long for stone giants or for elves, but men act much faster. And so in that time that they waited, men came, and the elves, or the small ones, were gone. Where they went, we cannot say. That was one of the reasons that we remained in the Half-Cut Hills.
What can she tell us about the messengers or the envoys of the giants and the people that attacked Threshold? Like, who were they, and like, what did they want? Or
it was Gallenmere who spoke to them. They wanted Gallenmere and his warriors to join with them on their attack on your city to the north.
Does she know like a name of who was leading that?
It was a fire giant lord. She doesn't know his name. He died in the invasion, though. And it was a fire giant. It must have been an outcast because he was leading a rabble of other giants. Hill giants and Fomorians. And lesser ogres, the same type of things that Mokmurian the Devil threw in with.
We should let them know what we found, like the wyvern who seems to have carved out an area in the Half-Cut Hills, and then also
they're aware of him.
Okay.
Yeah, but they stay clear of his territory, but they appreciate if he's out and hunting now. It's good to know.
What else did we run into? The ogres fighting a hill giant, right?
Yeah. That's of interest to them. Hill giants, they'll keep an eye out for hill giants, though hill giants are so stupid that they can generally keep themselves from being seen, the stone giants. If they don't want the hill giants to know that they're there, they're not going to know. Perhaps it's time that the wyvern got a taste for hill giant flesh.
Mm-hmm.
If you mention the deep growth, that's something they hunt as well too, because I came across that massive herd of them. It's one of the things that they subsist on. So yeah, that will be good. You never found where Mokmurian's camp was, did you? Whether he had one? We will search for that. We will send scouts out. Now that the weather has turned, we will send scouts to try. And now that he's broken, we will see if we can find where he was. And if his body did indeed go missing, we'll see whether that he comes to bedevil us again. Though now that we know that we will be, and thanks to your assistance, we will have better protections in place for the binding stone.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. They're also going to send out messengers to meet with Jaska as well too, so they can hopefully reestablish some kind of communication with the Sentinels. There's something else you asked as well too. What was it? So I don't remember. About
the travel stones?
Oh, the other thing she asks you. So she knows very little of this, but the legends tell the men that came, that drove the small ones, our friends, from their region. Legends say that fire came from the sky to claim them. And a great rent has been left now, where they once were. Okay, and where our friends once were.
The Great Rock Dale is then what she's talking about, probably.
We call it the Cursed Lands. So,
cat attack.
Anything else you guys wish to speak to Canna about, or are you guys ready to head out and back to civilization?
Back to normal place.
Yeah. Okay. I will take that resounding silence as no, nothing more. So then,
Calidor's been ready to go for this whole time. He's like, shall I pack our bag? Yeah.
All right. So then you guys head out, and you will be making your way back towards Palfrey's Keep. Now, Hobbs, I know you were wanting to jet after at the midway point, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so, yeah, because I know you got to work early tomorrow. So why don't we do this, guys? Let's because we're going to start making random encounter rolls to avoid Hobbs having to see what he's fighting and then run away and be accused of cowardice. Let's take
I
our
have no problem with that.
let's take our mid-session break now. We can refill beverages and such, and then we will come back and see what happens to you guys. So, Hobbs, if you're jetting, you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you on Sunday for what do you call it? The Expanse.
Yes.
Awesome.
Indeedy.
Gabe,
Have fun, guys.
Thanks, see you, Hobbs.
Later.
and then while we're on the break, I'll text Brent, see if we are if he's going to be back on, and then we'll see how the travel of Calidor and Druin goes. You got one healer, so I'm sure you guys are fine.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll stand behind you. You don't get hit, and we'll eventually kill whatever.
You just keep healing me, and we're good.
Nice. Okay. So for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily. We're just going to go refresh our beverages, see if the hound needs to go outside. So back in about 5 minutes. Sorry, I forgot my coffee. Let's check in with chat here. See who is. Oh boy, lots of folks. Hi, howdy, Fred. What's going on? Brian, what's going on? Hey, Brian, I'm glad to hear you're safe and online too, bud. I know the wood and the fire, or the smoke and the fire, seems like it's been pretty brutal for you the last couple of days. Necron, what's going on? Almost forgot. Nice, well, we appreciate you remembering. Unimportant Hero, what's going on? Ian, howdy. Yeah, session 68, Ian. Yeah, we've been going for. We started playing this campaign last December, and we normally play every Wednesday and Thursday, or Wednesday and Friday. Although we've had some, because of summertime absences, we've switched up the game sometimes.
You know, if they're worried about forgetting, Kev, I think they can like subscribe to the channel and put their notifications on, so that
they can totally
be reminded of when we're playing.
This is absolutely true, 100% true.
And I think I might be wrong on this, but if they follow us on Discord, you post in the Discord once a week what nights we're playing on and what times.
Nice. So Saku says he's doing the last session of a 30-session game next week. That's awesome. Would love to do something longer. Yeah, it's been really interesting. Just in general, like the thing that's been interesting about this campaign, especially looking back on it, is seeing the development. Like when we set this campaign in motion back in December, I picked AD&D second because I wanted to see that emergent play. I wanted to see how the characters organically, developed, and it's been a sandbox campaign, so the characters have kind of gone where they want, and they've had some pretty long, set piece things they've been dealing with. They've dealt with a whole Goblin Warren, a Knoll tribe, a bunch of orcs in the Thornwood, giants. What else have you guys dealt with in this campaign? Bandits, doppelgangers. Gosh. Yeah, so it's been really interesting seeing how the characters have evolved, and also because we used training rules training costs for the campaign. The characters are only I think the highest level character is 7th level in the game, even though we've played almost 70 sessions so far. So it's been pretty awesome for this game. Oh yeah, and then Legacy, we also have our Legacy of the Crystal Shard game is another AD&D one we do on the weekends, and then that one, the characters are, I think 5th level's the highest? 5th or 6th? But that one we're not doing training, and we're running it more like a traditional kind of story focused thing. And you know what, Dave, geez, Rime of the Frost Maiden should be out next week, I think, which is going to be neat because I'll have information from there that I can then add into the Legacy of the Crystal Shard game.
Cool.
I'm really interested to see what's changed as well, too. If they've kept some of the story beats. From the reviews I've read of it, it sounds like some of the story beats are the same, but they've made some substantial rewrites as well. So, it'd be cool to see. We're just talking about the length of the campaign, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
My beard's gone gray while we're... Oh, mate, that might be from the Silverbeard spell.
Yeah.
Every time Druin casts Silverbeard, Dave gets another silver whisker.
Yeah. Good lord. All right.
Stop casting that, you blasted dwarf.
Well, I'd say one of the downsides to the what do you call it? So the COVID lack of haircuts is my hair's so long now, but I still have those gray bits at the sides. So I've got like long gray streaks along the sides.
Oh goodness.
It's definitely a look. Old man ponytail. Oh boy. Okay. So then, guys, I guess we're setting out then the next day with you two setting out into the Half-Cut Hills to head back to Palfrey's Keep. Now, do either of you have no direction as a proficiency?
I've got heraldry and etiquette.
Heraldry and etiquette, okay.
Nothing that's remotely... That's why we have, like, Dorman and Elanion around.
Yeah.
Get us to places.
Okay, so then you guys...
Let's get the party totally lost while no one else is here.
Nice. So let's
check. Looks like we're hanging out with the Giants for a little while. Maybe a couple hours of real time, Jeff. What do you think?
No, let's wander.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so getting lost. Let's see here. So it is rough and woody, rough and hilly terrain. So the base percent is 40% chance of getting lost. There are no distinguishable landmarks, so it's plus 50%, so it's 90% chance of getting lost.
Oh, wonderful.
There is no navigator. There's no land things. There's, do either of you have tracking?
I do. Yeah.
Give me a tracking check at -4. So -4 to your skill. Take whatever your skill is, reduce it by 4, and that's the number or less you want to roll.
Okay. I'll roll it, but it's does it give you a pop up? Wait, what the heck?
Ooh, so
Is
So
it normally
no.
14? Is it normally
Yeah.
14?
Yeah, so it's a fail.
okay, so all it means is just that you're not able, like, you thought, you know what, without the others here, maybe I could just follow our trail in here and follow our way out again. Unfortunately, it's been washed away, or it's been too long, or whatever, but that is missed. And Dave, would you kindly do your weatherman thing, please?
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Let's see how the
At
weather.
least some nice weather, hopefully.
Yeah, it's not raining, almost no wind, and not a cloud in the sky. So there you go.
There we go.
We can
Wonderful.
at least use this direction of the sun to get basic directions.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I will give you a little bit of a benefit there. So I'll give you a little bit of a landmark. So then that will reduce it down to... Come on, guys. Easy peasy. You've only got a 75% chance of getting lost.
I love it.
Come on. Who wants to make the getting lost roll?
We got to roll 25 or under?
You got to roll 76 or higher. We rolled it to find whether you get lost
Then
or
I'm
not.
totally ready to roll that, because looking at the numbers, we're like high, low, low.
Okay.
Gotta go high, right?
Here we go. Come on.
Do it.
Oh,
15.
no.
Fantastic.
We are super lost.
Okay, so let's see how the day's travel goes. You guys set out. It'll take 2 days to get back to
Oh, Galador.
Palfrey's Keep
This would
as
have been a
is.
lot easier if we'd have just dragged that gnome around with us.
All right, so let's see here. We have... I need to grab some dice
He's
here.
probably invisible, just snickering behind us right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fucker.
Okay. Yeah, Dave, when we can actually meet in person again, too. I don't know if I told you, but like over the last month or so, Jaden and I have been picking up, or I've been picking up so we can play on Father and Son Game Night, a bunch of co-op games. And there's some fucking great ones that we've got. So we need to have, there's Dead of Winter, which is this like zombie co-op game.
I love Dead of Winter. It's a great game.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So, and I got a game called Root. That's like a weird, not what do they call it? God. It's where everything has different abilities. Like each different. It's not like every faction that you play is equal and has the same powers. There's different, disparate like abilities. So there's a word for it that is just completely escaping me because it's Friday and my brain is dead now. Let's see here.
I totally hear you on that.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. All right, so your morning is interesting, guys. Would someone give me a percentile roll, please?
I got done with Ventiles for a while there, Calor.
Okay, 69. There we go.
You sure Steve didn't roll that?
Nice. All right. So actually, what you guys come across, give me a D10 roll there, Jeff. Let's see if you guys were surprised by this or whether you came across this. Nope, not surprised in the least.
Of course not.
It was one of the few moments in the morning that Druin wasn't complaining, so
Yeah.
Galador could actually pay attention to what was going on around him.
Yeah. So there's two things you find here, Calidor. For one, you guys actually find as you're making your way along and you manage to get yourself kind of lost in the hills, you come across a smaller... Let me see if you surprised them, actually.
Yeah.
Nope, they're not surprised them. A smaller herd than you came across before, but more of those wild roths. Those big, like yak-looking things. And I think just because of your proficiency training, give me another tracking check, please. No penalty
Hey,
this
Galador,
time.
we could stop walking if we roped ourselves some rope.
Nice.
There's definitely a pack of wolves that is stalking this herd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's stay away from that.
Yeah, you can't see them. Unfortunately, you're not sure quite where you are right now. You think you're traveling in the right direction, but you're not making a lot of progress right now. So you guys make camp. Fortunately, the weather is nice, and we're getting further into the summer, so it's still nice and warm out here. It's a little windier in the Half-Cut Hills than it is in the other than elsewhere in Heronshire. And I think in the evening you definitely hear the howls of some of those wolves trying to stalk, but they are, thankfully it sounds like a mile or so away. But the evening
then
passes...
let's just stay away from them.
Yeah, and the evening passes uneventfully. Next day, let's see if you guys... Give me another chance here, 75... Oh, Dave, first let's check weather. Let's see if you get that benefit of the... of being
Clear
overcast.
skies.
Yeah.
Well, now that we know there's a benefit, we're probably going to lose it.
Yeah, so it isn't raining. Wind's moderate, but not too bad.
But fuck is a cloud.
There's cloud cover today, yeah. Definitely. So, but I don't think it would... What I'll do is... Let's see if it's actually into the thick cloud cover area. If it's into thick cloud cover, then you are definitely going to be in a bit of trouble. If it's only sparse clouds, then you still will be able to see where the sun is well enough to be able to navigate by it. Okay, here we go. That is overcast. Yep. So, shit. Give me another percentile roll, please. Their navigator. That's you, Jeffrey.
Oh, we're just as stupid today.
Tromping around.
That's the same terrible navigating roll I made yesterday.
Yeah, the exact same.
Okay.
Exact same terrible roll. We find ourselves back with the giant encampment.
On the upside, guys, how many rations do you guys have right now?
Oh, I got to mark a couple off now.
Yeah.
I have... So, that was one more day. I have 6 left.
Okay, you can go ahead and mark another one off. This day is uneventful. You wander around. Now, to let you know as well, too, you're not making progress. Even though you're getting lost over and over again, it's not like you're just walking in circles, necessarily. Because of with how difficult this the getting lost roll is, you guys would never get out of these hills. So...
right, it's like slow progress, not no progress.
Exactly. So you're making some... You're going to stumble out somewhere, hopefully. Just hopefully whether it's going to be Palfrey's Keep, or there's going to be the grasslands to the south, or Howler's Moor to the north, we'll have to see. In fact, let me make
I don't know, Kev. Dave and Jeff being lost for 2 hours could be really fun for the viewers at home.
Yes. And roll for weather, and roll for weather. What actual planet gives you that? Back-to-back weather rolls. Meteorological adventure. Okay, so... I have the direction you guys are heading, then. So, what do you guys think about... Boy, you've wandered around here. You've seen a couple of small things in the course of the day's travel, but not much, of interest. There's some birds flying overhead. Fortunately, nothing big.
Calidor, how are you at, hunting and stuff?
I don't have the hunting skill.
Do not need that.
But Oh, okay.
Nope.
Moderate, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to find some food.
Yeah, I may not have. I may have run out of rations today, and I didn't buy anything with the giants because I don't want to eat their crap. So.
How are you guys doing for water at this point?
Well, it's only been 2 days, so I still have half a skin or 1 skin.
Remember, use 1 skin a day.
Then I'm getting pretty dry. We might need some water too.
Okay.
Yeah, we should look for food and water and restock.
So then let's do this. First, let's check for water. 1 sec here. Where's my table?
Well, actually, being the wily priest that I am,
Yep.
I'm gonna check to see if maybe I can just, do something about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Create water or something.
That's elemental water. I don't get that fear.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. What I was checking is to see if it's at... They've got some tables that are summarized at the back of the Wilderness Survival Guide, and I do not... It does not include the searching for water thing, so I got to find that in... Here we go, finding water. Beautiful. So, we are in here. Who wants to be our water finder?
What kind of skill does it use, or is it just
No
a
skill,
flat
no,
roll?
yeah,
or
percentile. So one of the things that Wilderness Survival Guide does is this is a way of getting around that thing you see with modern editions where it's just like a survival roll and then you're fine. If you had the hunting proficiency, it would increase your yield if you go hunting. But either of you guys, as long as you got a ranged weapon, you can go hunting. Full stop, no problem. You can go hunting in the morning. You hunt in the evening. Searching for water, same thing. Foraging, same thing. You can lurk around for stuff, and because I've got some neat rules for magical herbs, I've also got some critical hits when you're looking for herbs. If you're spending time foraging, you might be able to find some cool magical shit. The downside is when you're doing that stuff, I'm rolling for random encounters. So the upside is you may gain some stuff. The downside is you may expose yourself to danger. The watering holes, of course, being the more dangerous place to find yourself. So, who's rolling for water here?
Yeah, who wants to roll for water and who wants to roll for hunting?
I'm just checking to see if I get creation. I do get creation as a minor sphere.
Okay.
So, come morning, I could ditch my stone shape and take create food and water, which creates 1 cubic foot per level. And the food becomes inedible within 24 hours. But I could basically sustain 3 human-sized creatures or a horse creature for a full day.
I can tell you here, create food and water.
It's not going to be very
It provides both solid and liquid nourishments.
Yeah, so I could just to do that, and we wouldn't have to worry about hunting, and then we could just keep trying to get home.
Sure.
Okay, I'll take create food and water instead of prayer the next day.
Okay.
So this day we'll still probably want to.
Yeah, that sounds great. So today, give us for searching for water. So whoever's looking for water, give me a percentile roll.
Do you want to hunt or look for water, Druin?
I'll look for water.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Unfortunately, you aren't able to find a source of water in the hills.
Salvador, I'm thirsty.
Okay. And hunting. Let's see here.
Hey, Drew, look, I'm drinking water.
And would you, I guess, Caldor, if you're hunting, give us a, so good, give us a percentile roll.
Food.
Nice. Okay, you do. Now give me a D6 roll, please.
Oh, yeah. Good old D6.
Okay.
That's how many buffaloes I kill.
What
6
size
buffaloes.
What size of game? Ooh. It is large-sized creatures, so I think it's some of those Roth that you come across. Yeah, yeah. And let's see here. There are... It's only one of them that's 60 to 80 yards away. So let's see here. How far away is it? 70 yards away. What kind of ranged... Oh, you got that badass bow, don't you?
Yeah, I have a pretty good bow.
Okay. So here's what you need. It takes 4 hits to take down a large-sized creature. If you had the hunting skill, then you would be able to double the amount of hits. Like you're more easily able to take down prey faster.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here now.
So I'm just rolling for hits, not for damage.
You're not
And,
not an attack roll. Let's see here. What you're doing
Oh, okay.
is... Let me see here.
No, Calidor, we could peg out tomorrow.
Go ahead and give me a D10 roll, please.
On the right number.
Nice. That's one hit. Go ahead and roll again. It has not run off yet.
Oh!
It's run off. So, one hit,
Oh!
and it takes 3 to take it down. What you can do is try...
Well, can I track it now that it's bleeding?
Yep, you can try and stalk it, yeah.
Hey, can I help you? I can use the Infernal Soldier's hunting bow.
Give me a percentile roll, please, Calidor. You want to roll 50% or less.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so this thing chooses not to charge you. It runs off.
I'm like, oh, you found its trail. Oh, it's not charging. Well, that's a good thing.
Okay. So then, give me another, let's see here. Give me a tracking roll, please. Let's see if you can track where this thing goes down. I'm going to roll, because you got a wounded animal. There may be some...
Yes.
Excellent. So you're able to track it down again. Give me a D6 roll, and then a D10 roll, please. And what you want to do is roll over what you rolled on the D6 roll. Nice.
Yes.
Second hit. Go ahead and roll D10 again. You need 2 more to take this thing down. Nice. Yep. Third hit. And now one more. You just need 1 more hit to take this thing down.
Cross your fingers, Dave. We will eat.
Nice. It's down. All right. So
Blessings of Clangeddin are upon us.
for a large-sized creature, with just like taking stuff off of it for what you can get 6 rations worth of food. If you spent more time, like if you took a day to treat it and really skin the thing, you could get 20 rations. The trouble is that they're not treated or anything like that. They will spoil like any other kind of, food.
What about a Wroth cloak?
What about a witch?
A Wroth cloak of stinkiness.
So if you wanted to, do either of you guys have skinning or hunting? I don't think so, right? I have allergy. No, so I'm not sure if you've seen Into the Wild, but like there's a scene where the lead character, what's his name, Candless, is trying to, like, he doesn't have any experience with it, and basically like he takes down an animal and then it spoils before he ever gets to get any of the meat off of it or whatever. And it's just, unfortunately, with your character's training, you're not really going to know how to get that skin off. Boy, you wish you had Elanion with you.
Yep.
But what you can do is one of those other 2 things. You can get the meat off of there. You can, without spending any extra time, you'll get 6 rations off of this that you guys can keep. You will eat them before they spoil. You can, if you want to take more time with it, you could get 20 days ration or 20 rations off of it if you spend a whole day cleaning this thing completely. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we get the big pile of rations.
Okay.
Maybe just to add a little bit of realism. Like, I realize it's just the 2 of us and whatever, but it's like we are a much larger party, so 20 rations is better than 6, basically.
Yeah.
And this kind of seems like it's going to waste. I know that might attract some wolves or whatever, but...
Well, and you guys are full on lost right now as well, too, so you don't know...
Yeah, we don't know how long this will be.
Yeah. And it's not, like, I'm not sure if either of you guys have ever gotten lost when you're hiking, but it's a little unnerving.
Oh, yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to roll for random encounters for the evening.
So I don't need to create food and water?
Not the food and water. Here's the upside to that, though. I don't think that has a material component, whereas create water does have one.
Yeah. And create food and water, I can create a cubic foot of food and water for 3 people per level of caster. So I can create 6 cubic feet every morning.
Yeah.
So we could like eat ourselves into food comas like every morning and then just lay around with sore bellies.
Well, also, I mean, the water is the more concerning thing. You can go a little longer. You can go longer without food than you can without water. It's when you go without water that things start getting dire. So for you guys, how many water skins are you carrying? I think you guys each
I
carry
know we
2 at
bought
least.
extras because we were like, we've played
Paranoid.
paranoid games before.
Yes. Yeah.
I have
I have
two
4 water skins.
4 water skins. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. That's like 20 because I think each of those weighs 5 pounds. That's 20 pounds of water you're lugging around.
Oh yeah, it's like a big chunk of my weight I carry.
Yeah. That's
Other than
awesome.
my armor and stuff.
So then, Dave, with your magic, that's what you could do, right? Is you could just fill it up every morning, and this will take you throughout the day. So the evening passes uneventfully, with anything happening. And then, as you guys are cleaning, keeping your camp and cleaning this this Roth carcass, see if anything happens during the day. Would you guys give me? Oh, Dave, first off, why don't you, Dave, give me the weather rolls, and Jeff, would you give me a percentile roll, please?
Oh, it's ugly.
So no rain, but insane wind. Holy smokes. Yeah, boy, what did you guys do yesterday? So crazy overcast weather is blown in, and a windstorm that makes it impossible to do range. Like, you could not fire a bow in this wind.
Oh.
Good
Yeah.
thing we got food and don't need to hunt.
Oh my god. In fact,
Travel is difficult.
yeah, like, the wind is so bad that you guys would need to make... the dwarf is a little stockier. You guys need to make a strength check just to stay on the ground, to not get blown away. Like, that's how bad it is. So maybe you actually might not be able to work on that carcass. That actually might get blown away. I'll let
Wasn't
you...
this the next day?
This is the next day.
Or is
So,
it the same day?
what I'll let you do is because you hunted that thing at night, you brought it back. I'm gonna assume you got the 6 off of it. That would take you no time to do. But when you got up the next day, that's when you got this windstorm going on. Let's see if we can find natural shelter, because you guys may be dealing
That'd be
with.
cool.
Yeah, what I'd probably do is I think there's a chance of gear getting blown away, because if the wind's that powerful. But let's see if we can find shelter first, because if you can get natural shelter, then you guys are fine. All right, hills in the summertime. Who wants to take the blame for this?
Dave, you feeling great?
Let's make it happen.
Oh, so close! Oh, so close. So it is 70% was the chance of success. And look who just blew in. He's like Mary Poppins. Let's put the link for Brenton here.
I let the carcass blow away before I let my gear blow away.
Yeah, no doubt. So,
Oh, and Carrick.
yeah, Carrick's here now. So let's let Brent get logged on just in time for.
Hey,
for
it's like
this.
the Manitoba crew.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it totally is tonight. Jeez.
It's all the Manitoba boys playing in the game right now. Just so everybody on thing knows, Kev and I are originally from Manitoba. Jeff's living in Manitoba, and Brent's living in Manitoba right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Great.
can you guys hear me?
We can. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, perfect.
Howdy,
Hey,
howdy.
Brent.
It's so good seeing you guys. It's been way too long.
Yeah, great to see you, Brad.
Brad.
Yeah. So, Brent, you guys want to share the bad news with Carrick as he wakes up? What you guys waking up to?
Carrick, we might have got us lost. And,
And it's
Other
just
than
like
great job.
October, there's a windstorm.
yeah, there's a windstorm today.
He woke up nat 100 on wind speed. So there's effectively, it's a windstorm that is going to require all of you guys. That 78 that you see there, that would be Dave's roll against a 70% chance of finding natural shelter. You guys were scrambling around through the hills trying to find somewhere to take shelter. Unfortunately, you did not. So
how close is that to hurricane strength?
it's as bad as it can get. You guys are genuinely going to have to make strength checks to remain on the ground, because you could get
not fall.
Yeah.
All
All
We
right.
had trouble weather like that last weekend.
Yeah. Jeez,
Yeah, we actually had that.
we did too. I showed you guys those photos, didn't I? Of the tree getting blown down in my yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tree landed on my dad's boats, and
Oh shit.
there was
Hopefully he wasn't in it at the time.
No, it was okay. It was lucky. Somehow it just the top 10 feet or so, and it did no damage.
I did the same thing here. Like the top, like maybe 15 feet of my tree, one of the trees broke, and then it must have fallen like straight down, and the tree, like it hit the ground first and then fell on the fence, so it damaged the fence but didn't knock it down.
Huh? Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, but we got gusts up here. They were 110 kilometers an hour. It was slamming into the cabin.
Yep, and that's what we got today for you guys. So,
nice.
First thing, let's do this. So I'm gonna, it's not gonna be all the time. But let's start off with, let's divide this into the day the way that we would with our random encounters. So let me see here. Random encounters. Our first period. So you guys are full on in the open right now.
Sorry, are we in like prairie or is it forest? Or?
And the hills, where that little red dot is, that's where you guys are. You guys are in the half-cut hills, and the hills have a very distinctive look to them, where they imagine like if hills, a series of hills were there that were then cleaved, each of them on one side. So there's always a really sharp incline on one, and then it rolls down on a more gentle slope on the other. Druin will tell you that it's an old dwarven myth or legend that Clangon and Silverbeard went through here and cleaved each one of these hills with his mighty axes.
The damn truth, I tell you. It happened. I was there.
All right, so it's on page 100.
Druin read it on the internet. It must be true.
All right. So, the first thing is me in the morning. So, with you guys getting up in the morning, this wind is just howling. And you know what? Let me see if I can find a audio, because this is how. When else are we going to ever have a chance to have this kind of wind?
Super windy music or sound effects.
Yeah. Let's see here. Wind. There we go. Check out this verisimilitude, guys. Here we go. Okay. So the winds are howling today. You wake up, the tent has, I think, is the first thing that goes. Let's do this. Let's have each of you make a save versus breath weapon. See if you can grab the tent before it blows off.
Voice is probably better.
My old friend, saving throws.
My little breath weapon, my old friend. I come to fail with you again.
Let's see here. How do we do? We got success for Calidor, fail for Druin, and success for Carrick. So the two elves,
my stuff.
Even though this is blowing away, Druin's kind of like, we're under attack! And the elves have more of a wherewithal to grab, so you guys managed to grab the tent and are sort of pulling this thing down. Let's have each of you make a strength check, please. So you're going to want to roll your strength score or less on a D20.
Just the two that were successful?
No, all three of you now. Now I'm going to see whether you guys went in the morning, whether you went tumbling. Then we're going to talk about what you want to do. Oh no, Carrick! Oh. So there is.
I grabbed the tent and it was like stale. And it
yeah, exactly. Pulls you along.
Me too.
Calidor, Jesus. Okay, so do you guys want to? You're going to take damage from being kind of dragged along here. Do you guys want to spend Astonishing Fortune? You have 4 points of Astonishing Fortune today. Do you want to spend that to re-roll, or do you want to keep that in case anything else happens?
Let's keep it for bad shit.
Okay, so then would Carrick and let me bring your. Carrick, I don't have your. Wait, maybe I do. Hold on, let me see. Do I have your? Nope. Damn it. Let me grab your token here. I got you on the campsite, I think. I'll bring you over here so you guys can have easy access to your hit points. It's been a while since this used to be the persisting sound in the background for the first 20 sessions of our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea game. To the point that Colin kept thinking he left a window open. Okay, here we go. Carrick. All right. Okay, so let's bring everyone up here. Carrick and Druin and Calidor. Here we go. Oh, yeah, and I've started on a series of monster portraits now, too, guys. So we're going to...
Yeah, that's cool. I saw that.
The troll's pretty awesome.
Thank you. It will, I mean, I'm warming up to the Fang Dragon, but it'll be worth it when it comes.
Get that wyvern going.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this wind is just howling along. What I need is, Calidor and Carrick, would you give me a 2d6 roll, please? Unfortunately, like, as terrain goes... Oh, fucking hell. So Carrick smashes his head against some kind of stone. You take 12 points of damage, no DR applies, and Calidor, you take 9, no DR applies.
Ow.
Right.
Yeah, so you're dragged along, and
I've almost been not quite one-shotted from the wind, but...
Yeah. So you can use your token, Brent, and it'll translate onto your character sheet just to subtract it. Okay.
I've got 5 hit points left.
So you recover enough, so that you guys have pulled the thing back, and you've managed to bundle up the what do you call it? The tent well enough. Now let's see here.
Can I walk over to Carrick and cast a spell?
Absolutely, yeah.
You can't just stumbles over and goes, "It's a bit breezy, huh, Carrick?"
That was the most intense gust of wind I've ever experienced.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, so your voice, and you can picture that as he's casting this too, his voice is almost completely lost to the wind too, and then he finally and touches you or hits you, and your healing energy goes within you. Now, give me a Calidor. You're the one who was working on that carcass. Give me a D20 roll. I'm going to assume the carcass is about let's say a strength of 10. Let's see if it gets blown away or not. And like it wouldn't be in the air necessarily. It would get blown down the canyon. Nice. So no, it's still there.
It's tumbleweed.
Okay, so and our roll for natural terrain is right now is or for natural shelter was looking in the immediate vicinity. So there's nowhere here where you're going to be free of this stuff. Next thing I think we'll do is, why don't each of you give me I think it's going to be a save versus breath weapon, or the lightest thing on you will blow off. Well, and I'll leave it to you guys to judge what that is. Okay. Oh, Brent, you gained levels, didn't you?
I think I was looking for training. I got to double check and pull up the books. Right now, I'm at 3rd on each lab.
3rd.
But I might have the.
Okay, so Brent, at 3rd level is when warriors' saves get better, because you take the better of the two. So the breath weapon for a warrior is 16. Wizards, it's still 15, so it's actually better. All right, Druin succeeds. Calidor fails.
And
yours should be against a 15, Brent.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay, so Calidor and Carrick, do you want to spend Astonishing Fortune to re-roll that?
What would blow away on me?
Honestly, it looks like my cloak would blow away.
Is it magical?
No, it's just a cloak.
Oh, okay, just a cloak. Okay, good.
Yeah, you might be right, because I'm like, the other things I have are, or you know what, maybe I would say either that or arrows might have blown out of the quiver.
If any arrows blow, it'll be all of them then. So either losing all of your arrows or losing... I think the cloak is probably the thing most likely to go off.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably because it probably catches the most.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
So if that's the case, do you guys want to spend Astonishing Fortune to re-roll?
No, I think it probably happened when I was blown around. Like my cloak blew off, and now it's blown away. I don't think I would chase it down.
Okay.
Oh, I'm for sure trying to chase my cloak down.
So if you're trying to chase it down, it's going to require another strength check then.
Okay. Or to the wind will pick me up type thing.
Or you might not even necessarily it'll pick you up, or it'll blow you along again, and you get, because the unfortunate thing is you guys are going through really craggy hill region right now, so it doesn't absorb impact terribly well if you're thrown along the ground.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's got to be like with the roll for the wind speed. This has got to be like the fastest wind that could possibly happen in this area. This is the like tornado-esque kind of conditions.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, what the hell? I will go for the cloak. I mean, he's had the cloak. He's not gonna he's fought monsters and everything else. He's not gonna let wind go for it.
Okay, so give us a strength check here.
Righty.
To try and keep yourself from tumbling again.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to spend astonishing fortune?
Every roll I made this as like ended in failure.
Jeez.
I think you got your saves and your strength checks in the opposite order.
Yeah. Do you want to spend astonishing fortune on that, or do you want to just roll 2d6
sure.
and see?
I want to succeed at something instead of looking like a
if someone could record, you guys have 3 points of astonishing fortune left. Go ahead and re-roll, Brent.
I used that one on like a useless thing, but
Okay.
all right. Here's the d20 again.
Come on. Nice, that one. So you're able to grab the cloak and you've got it. You're gonna have. I'm assuming you're putting it in the backpack or something for now, so it doesn't go blowing off again. So that will not count as your lightest item next time. Okay, so guys, here's what you got to decide: is right now, you are you're exposed to the elements. I'm gonna roll randomly and see how many days, how many periods of time, increments of 3 hours, this will last. Okay. What you can do is stay here, and then if it lasts the next round, you're gonna have to make another strength check. You got no shelter or whatnot, and you'll have to roll to see if an item goes missing again. Or what you can do is go in search of natural shelter. You got to put
ourselves flat against the ground.
That's not really going to help. Okay. If you even to put yourself flat against the ground, what you're doing is making yourself a better surface to be picked up and blown. There's not really if you rolled yourself up in a ball, maybe that might work, but that also might just tumble you along.
Okay.
You're right now where you guys are is exposed. You've got no natural terrain. The upside to looking for natural terrain, you're still going to have to make a strength check. You're still going to have to make a check for having things go missing. But if you find something, that means you can weather the rest of the wind without any other kind of consequence. The downside is if you just try and wait it out here, you're going to have to make those checks each round anyway.
Might as well be looking for natural shelter.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to find someone to weather this out.
Do you have any spells that will assist? Before you guys set out.
Well, I might need to slap Carrick with another healing, but
Nope.
Strength, maybe. Who's our weakest? Here. Who's our weakest? We're all fighters.
Carrick is more of a dex fighter than he is a strength. What's your strength, Brent?
16, I think.
Or is it caliber 15?
Yeah,
15.
mine's 15. Yeah.
Druin's like, if you guys were of similar minds on the ways of the world enough, I could cast strength as one, and all three of us would get stronger, but you seem to lean in different directions on your worldly views, and you want to seek the guidance of a proper priest of Clangeddin. I could teach you some things.
I need to learn some second level spells. That's definitely on the list short list.
Basically, if you guys were the same alignment as Druin, he could cast strength of one, we could all get a strength bonus, but Instead, he's got to cast it as a wizard spell.
Okay.
The same alignment or the same religion?
Same alignment. If you want to convert to Clangedonism, though, you're welcome anytime.
Have you heard the good news about Clangen and Silverbeard? Let me give
My
you.
lord and master.
Oh god, the Dwarven Watchtower. Here you go.
It would,
What's your alignment there, Druin?
He's lawful neutral.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
What was your question, Brent?
Would spider climb? Could we use that to get a grip on the ground?
Check the duration of spider climb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good idea, but too short a duration.
Yeah.
You also
We've
have
had
bare
one character went unconscious while climbing up a cliff, and found that the spider climb's duration was not long enough for him to people to help him before he fell off the cliff.
That's gotta suck.
It was unfortunate.
Oh yeah, it's rounds per level. Yeah, that's not.
All right then. So, Druin, do you wish to cast any spells before you guys set out?
Yeah, Druid's going to cast Strength on Calidor.
Okay.
He gets 2 points of strength, so we'll get him to 17.
Nice.
And he's going to cast a healing on Carrick, who's still kind of booed up.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're like, so he summons a power clanging in. His gauntlet starts to glow with a silvery light, and he gives you a little punch in the shoulder. 4 points of healing.
Thank you.
Nice.
Kind of wish we had our dirt elf here now.
Yes. Yes, you do. All right. So then, guys, you are going to set out. Let's save the roll for finding shelter for the end. Let's first make 3 strength checks, guys.
Like each make 3, or
No.
Each
Each of you
one?
make 1, please.
Okay,
3 in
yeah.
total, including all of you. Yeah, that'd be really cruel.
3 each.
Okay.
Yes.
Druin! Is your strength 17, Druin?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so and then Calidor and Carrick, you guys are both okay, right?
Making
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I made it.
We just have to make
Let's
one.
roll.
Yeah, you only need to
right?
make 1, Brent. Once you click it once, that's good enough.
Oh, I thought you said we had to make it 3 times each.
Oh, sorry, no, 3 in total. I need because 1 from each of you.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn it,
no.
I'm gonna do this. The way I'm wrong, I'm screwed.
The amount of times I've railed on here about adventure design from 3rd edition where it's just fishing for failures, I would not make that on you. Okay, so then the next thing I need is then a save versus breath weapon to see if anything gets blown away.
Damn it.
Okay. Oh, Druin. Oh, Calidor. Shit.
Oh,
Okay. So there is 3 points of astonishing fortune left. What would be the lightest thing? And you can count certain things like water skins, like bags that have rations in them. Those could be counted separately.
I'm gonna go with all the arrows in the quiver would have blown out. Maybe a gust caught like the flight.
Okay, so all of your arrows are gone. Okay. What about Druin and Calidor? What do you think is the lightest thing that would have been?
So Druin has 4 skins, but 2 of them are empty.
Oh,
So he's probably maybe he wasn't thinking of this. He's like, okay, well, in the morning I'll get up and I'll cast create food and water, and I'll fill all my skins. And he's got like a couple of skins strapped to his belt, and now one of them just kind of slips out at the tug of the wind, and it starts blowing away, and he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, that sounds cool. What about Calidor?
One empty skin now.
I'm wondering, like, if my silk rope is the lightest now.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Either
that-
my arrows, like it's one of the two, but like, I mean,
How
silk
heavy
rope
is
is
it?
going to be really light because I mean that's the point of it being silk, right?
yeah. Isn't the weight in the PHB?
Oh yeah, I should look it up.
Yeah, because it's.
I can't remember what it is.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, I guess I should look.
At least
Silk
5
rope
pounds.
weighs 8 pounds.
Oh wow, it's really heavy. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
probably
my
good.
quiver is also kind of heavy because I actually have a lot of arrows in there right now.
Well, you did.
So, did you have an empty water skin as well?
Yeah, I guess I would from this day now.
Okay, so then we'll say that's the next thing that blows off. All right, so you guys, no one took a tumble, which is great. You've lost some relatively inconsequential stuff. Now let's. Oh, Brent, don't move your token though, bud.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. I must have.
No, that's okay. I've got them positioned just on the screen so that people can see who's playing who. Who wants to take the blame for rolling for natural shelter?
Not me.
Brent,
Okay.
you showed up late. Let's have you roll a percentile roll.
Carrick, do you have any like direction sense or tracking or anything that'll help?
Let me double check here.
You just have a flat 70% chance of finding some kind of topographical feature that'll serve as natural shelters for you to ride out this windstorm.
I could make a stretch that mountaineering because we're in hills.
Nope, there's nothing. This is not the way it works in AD&D. You just have a flat chance.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll.
All right, if you do, unless I'm the one who rolled the wind.
Yeah. The way that we were actually, Brent, before we were talking, just the way that AD&D differs from more modern versions in this kind of stuff, your skills give you a better quality of success, but it doesn't affect your chance of success at this stuff. You're not better at finding, berries in Mordor or something like that.
Right.
So go ahead and make a percentile roll.
Jeff, do you want to do it, or do you want me to?
No, Brent. Let's see.
You go ahead.
He doesn't want to take the. Oh no! Oh Jesus. Okay, so you didn't find anything yet. So
It's astonishing point. This one.
no, unfortunately, it's only for attack rolls and saves. So guys, and for thief skills as well too. Then you will have to spend one more. You can try and weather this out. The windstorm doesn't seem to be ending yet. I need to tick my windstorm down though. So, do you wish to try and wait it out here, or are you going to go looking again?
I guess we're gonna keep looking.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well keep looking.
All right.
Yeah.
So I need a
Strength check.
strength check from everybody. Yep. Nice. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys have managed to weather. You figured out how to walk in this wind. Let's get a save versus breath weapon one more time. Everyone's favorite save.
Yeah, I don't think I've made this one yet.
It's not easy. It's like
No,
the hardest
at
one.
your level, and then you're only third level too, so like 25% chance of making it. Ugh. Druin. There goes that.
Whoa!
Nice! Carrick made it.
There goes my other water skin.
Okay. Now
Good
one.
lord.
Jeff, good lord. So what's
no
the?
empty water skins now.
Do you have another empty water skin, or is there something else that it's going to be?
Yeah, that's my other empty water skins. Now I'm down to like just the 2 full ones.
Okay. What about you, Calidor?
Well, I guess the next thing would be my quiver full of arrows.
Oh, shit! Is it really that light?
Yeah, it's 5. Well, I mean, it's either that or I mean, I don't see what else it would be. Like, all I'm carrying, so I have a backpack that has a bunch of little things in it,
Yeah.
but it's like overall pretty heavy. I have the rope, and then I have my quiver, and then I have my weapons.
Oh, so I guess it's arrows. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I could see the wind sort of lifting them out.
Yeah. So I guess your arrows follow Carrick's, and go skittering out. Once the quiver is upended in the wind, all those arrows just go blowing off. All right. So then, now it comes down to percentile roll. Who's going to take the blame for this next one? I guess, Jeff, you're the only one who has not rolled for it yet. 70%
D100?
70 or under. You got this, Calabar.
Here we go.
Oh,
Keeps it. So I think that as you're making your way along, you spot this, and then I guess like Druin and Carrick have walked past this and completely missed it, and you're like, wait. And what do you think this like way of getting out of the wind? What does it look like?
Well, I think based on the description of the train, it's really just like an alcove in the rocks.
Yep. Okay.
It's not even much shelter. It's just like enough to the lee of the wind that we're
like
just
the
gonna have to like
sort of-
huddle there in a little semicircle, just kind of going, this sucks. This sucks.
Yes. So you guys all get in there, and fortunately, this wind lasts for another 6 hours through into the evening. So fortunately, though, with you guys finding this, it's later that evening when the wind mercilessly dies down.
Druin's like, save your rations. I'll just cast a spell.
Okay. So, you guys, you're gonna cast a, what is it? Create food and water.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, Carrick and Caldor, you guys, along with Druin, will have your food and water for the day. All right. Another day is down, and you still have those 6 rations that that Caldor had managed to get off of the Roth the day before.
Oh yeah, so everybody can add some rations to their sheet. 2 each, I guess.
Yep. Now, do you
Are
want?
do we have enough?
Go ahead, Brent. That's okay.
I was going to say, do we have enough downtime where I could maybe try and learn strength out of Druin's spell book?
Well, Druin's not a wizard. You are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could become a priest to clang it in. That might be a little harder. But
This formula makes no sense.
So if you look on the Discord, Brent, there are those other. There's the spell books that the party has as well too. That has a bunch of stuff in it. I don't think that strength is in there, but I don't remember offhand.
Okay.
Oh, do you guys want to give Carrick any of the stuff that you guys recovered or that you were gifted by the giants?
yeah, there's some stuff to pick from.
The last session I was in, we were killing giants. I'm assuming these are different ones.
These
Yes.
are. Yeah. You missed a whole tribe of stone giants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You missed also
So in the
Dave's character using a lake as a weapon.
Interesting.
Dropped a lake on your enemies. So
How did that happen?
we were in a very large circular encampment, like 100-foot walls and towers and stuff around it. And there had been a waterfall outside of that had filled outside of that circular thing with water. And 20, was it troll? No, 20 ogres and Smilodons and two giants and some cloaked figure all went past us. And then the giants and the cloaked figure went down some tunnel. And while they were down there, I did a stone shape on the stone gates to the wall, and it burst open, doing 53 points of damage. And thankfully, Calidor and Elanion were there to hold the rope and not let me get washed away.
yeah, Druin was almost one-shotted by the water.
He washed away evil. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and there was in the center of the whole space, there was like a hole leading down to the Underdark or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And so the water all flowed down there like a flushing toilet that flushed all the bad guys down into it. It was pretty hilarious.
Brent,
It
between
should be like a level 5 or 6 spell, I think. The holy water of Clangadin, it summons like a lake on your enemies.
Yeah. Brent, you would have so you've completed your training for levels 2 and 3. That's why you're able to be level 2 and 3. You would have been able to. Oh, you're not specialist. You're gonna be able to pick one.
I've trained at level for 3 in both, but I have enough XP to be level 4 fighter.
Oh, then you can be level 4 fighter. Yeah, that's fine. So would you give us a roll of 2d10?
All right.
And what you'll have to do, Brandon, is you have to go into the spell books, and if there are spells that you're able to cast, so 5, and what's your second one? Roll 2d10.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know the command, Brent? You just hit /R and then put whatever dice you want in?
Okay, that would work better than me pulling up the dice roll all the time.
So 5. Okay, so you're gaining, that's rounded down, so you're gaining 3 hit points.
Okay. Ooh, that works better.
And your Thaco will go down by 1. So as a 4th level fighter, your Thaco should be 17.
All right, perfect.
Make sure you adjust that on your weapon as well, because it doesn't track, unfortunately, through properly.
These items are in the party loot, or there's items in the party loot. This is the stuff that we.
Okay.
So there's 3 major items at the bottom, and there's a bunch of expendable stuff at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like some pretty cool things, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, what do you guys wish to? What do you guys? Oh, Carrick, would you give us a? You have an ancient history proficiency, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, give us an ancient history check, will you? Let's see here. 15, nice. So what he is able to tell you, remember I was telling you how the depleting Morningstar of Ice, that had it was a kind of culture that made it that you guys were unfamiliar with. So Carrick, what you're able to say, this is actually from some ancient Backloonish design. And the Backloonish are people that are normally found in the northwest of the Flanace, so very far away from where you guys are.
Cool.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there's an interesting tale how this made it down here.
Yeah, well, they've also got that Infernal Soldier's bow has writing on it that no one is able to recognize, but Druin made a good guess that it's got some kind of infernal connection to it, and then the shield is actually, they think, from some ancient Sulis order of like mage guards. So, the evening, apart from it being a bit breezy, the evening otherwise has passed uneventfully. Carrick, does Druin or Calidor have medicine? Or first aid? Nope. Okay, so Carrick, you're going to heal 1 hit point overnight.
Okay.
As the morning comes.
I put 1 point into healing at 3rd level, and at 6th level I'll be able to get the 2nd point into it.
Excellent. And then, let's see here. For the morning of Dave, you are our weatherman. Let's see how the weather is today. See if it's more interesting. I'll be hard-pressed. Okay, so it's not raining. That's good. Very little wind. Wind's almost gone. That's great. And there is no cloud. Not a single cloud in the sky. So there must have been like a forest fire or something that would have pushed all that stuff through, right? Massive, cloud cover, and that weird weather pattern has passed on. You once again have cloudless, bright and sunny skies above you. Carrick, do you have sense direction or no direction as a proficiency?
No.
No. Okay. So the reason I ask is to see whether you guys are able to try and suss out what direction you're traveling. If you...
Well, hey, I do have a question. You said that on the Black and Irons, there was some kind of that language. I was gonna say. I was wondering if heraldry would I be able to make anything out with?
Yeah, give me a heraldry check. Actually, because that one we've established it was crafted for some kind of like royalty or some kind of high standing. Nice. So the way we interpret our the proficiency rolls, Brent, is price is right style. Use as high as you roll without going over. So 5 is not bad. What you can tell, that bow was likely wielded by some being that was serving in an infernal army. Something from one of the unspeakable lower planes. This one, likewise, you don't know how old this thing would have been either. So then, what? Oh, let's see here. Does it have? Oh yeah, it has all the special. Dave, you're awesome. Look at that. All the special abilities of it. Thank you very much for copying that in there. What are you guys doing with your day? Beautiful day today.
Thanks for the help, Hobbs.
Nice. So what are you guys doing with your day? You still have got yourself.
Try to make it back.
Yeah, geez, and with that wind, how are you for rations for the day? You can use 3 of those that Roth meat.
I cast a spell yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was for yesterday, but for today,
I can do the same thing if you guys want. It's kind of bland, but it's very nutritious.
well, let's do this. Let's see if,
Works, right?
who wants to roll for finding water. It's just a percentile roll again.
You get water with the spell, though.
Yeah, so you're true. If you don't want to bother hunting or getting water, then you can just get that and get yourself on the road. What do you think?
I mean, I think we're so lost that we should get moving.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
If we don't have to.
Then I'll cast create food and water, and then we can get hopefully in the right direction.
Okay.
The good thing is, if we come out of the half-cut hills at some point, whatever direction we're in, we can just try to follow the hills along until we can see Palfrey's Keep.
Yes. Though, and I guess you would know from the terrain if you're in grasslands, you're south of it. If you come into moors, you're north of it.
Yeah.
Or if you come into farms, you can just talk to people and figure out where the hell you are.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's see here. Fantastic. Okay. And would you give me a D10 roll, please? Somebody. Anybody.
Who's feeling lucky?
Uh,
Go ahead.
Do it, Brent. You're not here often. Roll some dice.
So it's /R and then 1D10, Brent.
ugh.
Let's see how you do.
//R 1d10.
Yep, space 1D10.
Oh, space 1d10. Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, so Brent, now we get to introduce you to the surprise mechanic in AD&D. So, whenever we start an encounter, I roll to see whether either party is surprised, and if you roll a 1 to 3, you are surprised. So, congratulations for experiencing your first surprise roll. And now I need to check and see if I've actually got stats for this thing. I'm sure I do in something. Fantastic. This is not what you're encountering, but I just found I have stats for a giant black squirrel.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Squirrels, run!
Squirrel!
All right. Okay, let me see if I got this in one of my other ones, just to see, because I think I do have it somewhere, guys. You lucky guys.
Can't wait to see what it is.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome if I can find it.
Pretty good.
So Brent, while I'm looking this up, I can multitask here. So your spells, what you will automatically, if you look in the spell books that you had available to you, you will learn 1 second-level spell if you like, and then you will also have an opportunity to, let's see here. Yes, I knew I'd have stats for this. God, AD&D, you don't let me down. Fantastic.
Giant bunny? We're gonna go with the robot thing.
I'm gonna go that light on you. Look at the bones. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bring you guys over to the hill map again. Here we go. Oh, this may not be the right map. Let's see. Is the wrong one? This is the wrong one. Hold on. Let me move you over to... I'm going to grab your character tokens here. Go. All right. And because I actually rolled for surprise for the what you're encountering, and they were surprised as well. So that means everybody's surprised, which is going to be fantastic. Oh, wrong. It's that map. It's way too big. Where's the one I'm looking for? Is it here? Let's see. Yeah, this will do. Okay. I'll bring you guys over here. Just give me 2 moments. Because both are surprised, would someone give me 3d6 roll, please? You guys are basically appearing on top of one another. All right. Oh my god. You guys are so close. Oh shit, that's awesome.
We're fighting each other?
Yeah, really. It's mind control. Friendly fire.
We're fighting Serene. What's going on?
No, you guys are 8 feet away from each other when the encounter starts. Oh, that's great. So I'm gonna move you guys down here. You're moving your way around this side of this cliff here. You see? Let me make sure I got you guys. You guys can see where your characters are, right?
Yeah, but we're also over here. Oh.
Nope. You gone. You gone. You gone. All right. So then I need to find... Oh, man. I don't think I have a... Oh gosh, I don't have an illustration for this. So, I'll have to go with a wolf instead, but... So, what you guys find... Am I on the right layer here? As you guys are walking around the corner, what you find... how big are these? I'm going to make sure I can make the size correct as well. They are... Oh man, they're 6 feet long, so they're just big for... Whoopsies. They're just big as far as the normal animal is concerned. So what you find, coming around the corner, guys... One, 2, 3. Now, they may look like wolves, but what you actually see as you come around the corner are a quartet of badgers that are the size of a Great Dane. And they look up at you and kind of hiss. Let me see what their reaction is. Not good. Not good. All right, so then, guys, these things do not seem to be happy that you have stumbled across them. So let's roll some initiative. We'll start with Brent, since you came in. You haven't been here quite a while, and you've mastered rolling D10. Let's have everyone decide what you're doing for this round, and then Brent, would you kindly wait till you see my result? then beat my 4.
Okay.
You just threw a dice at my head. It's /R 1d10.
Roll, yeah, I see.
Yep. Dunk. Ow. I mean, while you're doing that. Oh. So low's always good. Now remember.
I'm selected from rolling.
So would you kindly add whatever you're choosing to do? Add the speed of that to your thing. So Brent, just like the other guys doing, just put you don't need to put what you're doing. Just 7 plus whatever you're doing. If it's your weapon, it's plus your weapon speed. If it's your spell, it's a casting time plus 7. If you're just moving, it's a 7. So,
and drawing your weapon
is free. Yeah.
Right.
So it's only when you're retrieving the weapon from the ground or from somewhere where it's not combat ready. That's where it takes your full action.
Right.
Okay. Thanks for pointing that out, though, Jeff. Okay. Oh man, why does it not? Boo to this. It instead of putting down its morale, it just puts down the word. Like, give me the score, dummy. Boo to Volume Monsters Compendium Annual 2. Well, I guess it's got the giant badger in it anyway, so I can't complain about that. Fabulous. All right. So then, first up is, let's see here, I rolled a 4. These are medium size, so I'm acting on an 8. So, Carrick, you are acting simultaneous to these things. What are you doing?
Color spray.
Are you moving first, or... Otherwise, you're gonna hit Kalidor pretty solid.
Oh, right, sorry. I was looking at Kalidor and going, thinking that was me up there and not realizing it was him.
Okay.
Which is good
So,
that I
have that problem all the time. 20 years all at the same.
I know. We all look the same to myself.
So this is where they're all moving. Let's see here. This one's gonna have to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Start moving around.
You see, guys, Kalidor is everyone's favorite elf.
So there is one that is in the wide open there, Brent, that you could easily hit without risking hitting Kalidor.
Oh, but yeah, there's no way now that I can get more than one. Shit.
Yeah, you can definitely get one though. So what is and what does Color Spray do here? Well, it gets its attack first because this is all happening simultaneously. I'll let you take a look at that, Brent. I'm gonna get my attacks done here. So Kalidor, your current AC is a -6, right? Because your shield.
Can you take that skill?
-7. Yeah, -7.
Oh, -7, right? Because you're short sword and board.
Sword and
Okay,
board,
let's see
yeah.
here. Nope. Nat 20. I got 1 hit. So we got 1 claw on you. DR will apply against this. You take 3 points of damage. DR will apply, and then I got my bites. Let's see here. No bites. And oh god, another nat 20. When I roll nat 20 on these new dice, it is the little Dungeons and Dragons @ symbol, the ampersand.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So and the bite. 4 points of damage. DR will apply.
Is it just me, Kev, or does the ampersand Dungeons and Dragons ampersand like have like significance to like life, having been around for so long? Like,
Oh, totally. It also
as
it's even better when that's showing up as your nat 20 rolls. Oh, it's pretty great. Carrick, now what do I do? Is this thing has these have 3 hit dice?
Okay, so it doesn't get a saving throw because it's lower level than me.
Okay.
What's
equal? It's equal to the level of you because you're only a 3rd level spellcaster.
Oh yeah, right. So all creatures above the level of the spellcaster are entitled to saving throw. So I guess if a tie, it doesn't get 1.
Okay.
Creatures not allowed or failing a saving throw, and whose hit dice or levels are less than or equal to the spellcaster level are struck unconscious for 2d4 rounds.
Nice. Give us a 2d4 roll.
All right.
I think we'll get to John has a macro set up for this as well too, so maybe I'll get him to send you what the macro is so you can set that up.
Okay. Yeah, I've never used.
John knows that he's got him quite well. He's got all his spells set up that way. Awesome. Okay, so this is one Sleepy Badger, and I'll put what do we think here? Here we are. The alarm clock. He's gone to sleep. Okay, so then the Badgers, and he has gone. Next up is Kalidor. Are we doing Kalidor?
I'm about to send them into a morale check.
Okay. So these are medium-sized creatures.
I will attack this one right in front of me.
Go ahead.
The alpha badger.
Alpha Badger. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, and there we go. Get my rolling hit dice here.
Oh,
Oh, that is a miss. No doubt, like this, these heavy, solid things slamming into you with their claws is throwing you off your balance. So that is a miss. And we're on round 1 here. Next up is Druin Axebrother. What are you doing, Druin?
Bum, bum, bum. Smacky smack. Crack with the smack and a little bit of an attack.
Okay. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Medium-sized creature. Ooh, skull. That's a miss. Let's see. I'm gonna roll hit dice. Points for the sucker. Okay. Or Phallic, 11 damage. Not bad. Not quite enough to take this thing down because badgers are pretty tough customers. But it is a pretty solid hit. Like, you sink that thing well down into this thing's furred body. Make sure you guys can see the bar here. Boom, there you go.
8 damage?
8 damage was the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's you can see his token, or the bar, right?
Yep.
Yep, great. Okay, then, that is the end of round 1, guys. We're on to round 2. Brent, we thank you for your service of rolling initiative, but we will be looking for initiative help elsewhere in the party.
All rolls from now on.
Jeffrey, you are going to roll, so everyone decide what you're doing this round, and then Jeffrey, beat my 9, please. And just as a reminder, Brent, you got to declare your actions beforehand, before you see the thing. So you don't need to tell us. We're going to go on the honor system, but if you decided you were going to cast a spell and then someone hits you beforehand, you lose that spell.
All right.
Okay.
Does drawing a sword?
Nope. We just talked about that like 2 minutes ago. So
yeah. So I can still
that's
do
okay.
that attack.
So Brent, drawing a weapon, as long as your weapon is readied, like it's in a scabbard that's ready for a quick draw, that doesn't take an action. But if you have to retrieve it from the ground or something like that, then it takes your full action to get the weapon up and ready.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you just need to, what you want to do is whip your sword out and make an attack. You just need to add the weapon speed of your weapon to the roll. Okay, so these are medium. I'm acting on a 13, which means Calidor, you are up first. What are you doing, Calidor?
Trying again.
Okay.
To hit this leader.
Okay.
Holy.
Whoa, jeez. I think it's the sheer onslaught of these things. You do have, two? How many points of Astonishing Fortune left? I don't think you used any on the saves. You got 3 left still. What do you think?
Let's roll again. We don't want these badgers to take all night.
No.
Badgers?
I don't know. I'm loving the badgers. They're pretty awesome. Wait till one of them hits with 2 claws.
They're pretty awesome, but I want to send a message.
Okay. Big hit. So you're down to 2 points of Astonishing Fortune. Go ahead and roll damage against a medium-sized creature.
7 points.
7 points of damage. Nice. Let's see how many hit points this sucker has. And which one are you hitting? No, I'm guessing not the one that's unconscious.
In front of me.
The one's in front
Yeah,
of
the
you.
one right in front of me.
Pretty, wow, big hit on it. It's not dead, but let's see here. It is pretty heavily damaged. Okay. All right. Then next up is Druin and Carrick. What are you guys doing this round?
I'm gonna smack at the same one that's injured there.
Okay, go ahead. Druin, now big hit with her Phallic.
And that's in that special range that it gets to roll an extra d8.
Oh, nice. So go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, that you've what do you think? You like buried it directly through its skull and then pulled it up.
Yeah, and then his second attack on the wounded one in front of Calidor.
Okay, that's a hit as well. Go ahead and roll damage. And Brent, you can go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys don't need to wait on anyone else. That's a big hit there, Brent. Yep, definitely. Holy shit. Druin, 10 damage. So many hit points this sucker has. Not enough to kill it, but enough to really fuck it up. Oh, shit. So fortunately, though, Carrick, that is enough to kill it. And this thing has... There we go. I'm going to make a morale save for these things. Let's see if this is enough to drive them off. Nope, they're badgers.
So,
All right.
Even round?
This is a favored round, yes. So, Druin, Calidor, and Carrick, you guys all have a second attack, I believe. Carrick, because you're specialized in that, aren't you?
Yes.
Yep. So, well, hold on. The Badger gets to make its attack first.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, that's okay. So, Badger's going to attack... Druin's the one who hurt it, so let's attack you, Druin. Your AC is currently...
4.
4, okay? So, both claws miss, and then its bite is a hit. Ooh, 6 points of damage. DR will apply. And then, Brent, since you have not used any of your movement, in combat, you can still, in melee combat, you can still use half of your movement.
Okay.
So you can feel free to all move in. And I think each of you has another attack on this thing.
Okay, perfect.
So go ahead, guys.
Want me to re-roll, Kev?
No, that's fine. That's a hit. Go ahead, Druin. Oof. Calidor hits as well. Yeah, you murder this thing. So it's dead. So then, Carrick,
Right.
if what you like, you can just have that last one hit the one that's down. What's maximum damage? What's the highest amount of damage you can roll against a medium-sized creature?
What's my damage roll? 12.
12? Okay. Yep, that's enough to kill this thing outright.
Sorry, Badgers.
So the Badgers are no more. Now, what I also need from you guys from today is to kind of give me a percentile roll. See if you get lost. It's beautiful blue sky today, so it's only a 75% chance of getting lost. Who wants to roll that?
Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it today?
I got us lost already once.
Oh, I'm going to write down how many...
I failed most of the rolls I've made, except for hitting things. I've hit things.
Okay, then you're on track for a win.
Yeah, but then I'll roll high again, and
All right, fine. I'll try and... I think it's that way.
Ooh. Okay, so... and that's... Okay, I'm just writing down how many hit dice of creatures you guys defeated today. Okay. So, here's the upside. Let's go back to the map. You guys have managed to make your way out of... Oh, boy. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this in stages here, guys. So there's just too many darn maps to get through. There we go. All right. So, you have found yourself out of the hills, finally.
yeah.
The downside being that you are now somewhere in a blasted moor. So you are somewhere out here. Not necessarily directly there. Let me bring you over here. But somewhere in Howler's Moor.
Okay, so we need to try and go follow the hills. What we think might be west-ish? Southwest?
So I guess the first question is at the end of this day, do you after your fight with the Badgers, do you wish to make use of any spells?
Anybody get hurt?
Druin you took a little bit of damage. Carrick's down 3. Calidor's down 5.
All right, Calidor, you're getting them healing.
Great.
Okay, 3.
Carrick, here's some healing.
2.
And Druin,
3. Okay. All right, so some prayers to Clanged and Silverbeard are offered, and you guys are restored a little bit. That evening, you guys are making camp out on the moors. Now, what have you heard? I think, let's see here, do we still have that as a handout? Do we have the rumors?
Didn't we hear about trolls on the moor? Or...
Trolls were in the High Moor. On Howler's Moor, I think you heard about remember those dogs that you fought, the terror hounds? These lovely beasties.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
You got an inn in the middle of nowhere?
Sorry?
I was wondering if you might have heard about an inn in the middle of nowhere.
You did not. But what they can tell you about is, the Druin and Kaldor are very familiar with the Terror Hounds. Okay, so then, guys, let's check and see how your evening goes. I'm going to roll for random encounter. Okay. And, in the morning as well, too. Let's get that out of the way. So, do you guys wish to search for water here, or are you going to just rely on the spells in the morning to keep yourself hydrated and fed?
I'm cool with I'm leaning to relying on your spells if you're okay with that, Druin. We don't seem to be terribly adept at navigating out of here, and the more time we spend in here, the more time we have to
fight things,
get further lost.
So the fortunate thing is it is summertime. Why don't you guys give me your tent blew away though, so you've got no shelter right now. Why don't you?
A small tent.
Oh, do you still have one left?
Yeah, I have a small tent.
Okay, so small tent will fit.
Well, assuming that it was Caliber or Carrick's tent that blew away.
Who had?
Did you have a tent, or is that?
Carrick did not. I don't think he does.
No.
Caliber.
Oak.
Was that Caliber?
My tent did not blow away.
So
I failed the damage part of that very first roll, but I did save my tent.
Yeah. So you did. Yeah, the tent didn't blow. Sorry. All right. So then let's see here. Then forgive me. Then you don't need to make a roll for that. You guys can just set up your tent, and you guys will be fine.
It almost killed us to keep it.
Yes. Carrick's still got a scar.
Saving the tent was like triple the damage as the badger fight. So
yeah. Well, it's gonna be a scar that Carrick carries for the rest of his centuries of life. What is that scar from? Is it from facing a dragon? Perhaps an army of trolls? No, it was my camping.
I blew my tent away.
The tent was blown away.
All right, so then the evening passes uneventfully. Dave, let's check what the weather's like the next day. Weatherman. Nice. No rain. A little bit of wind. Let's see what the impact is. And clear skies, though, so at least there's that. And... man, why don't I leave this open? Okay, 167. I remember that. 167. Okay, let's see here. So, wind. Moderate wind. No penalty to range attacks. So it's a little breezy today. Maybe it's because you guys are out in the open elements and whatnot. But you definitely are able to follow along. There's no chance you're getting lost now that you can just stay out of the hills. So, and knowing where you are, it's just going to be a matter of following along. You think, with luck, by the end of the day, you should be into the farmlands and hopefully be able to stay either in a farmhouse or in a barn of someone around Palfrey's Keep. So, let's check and see how the travel goes. You're making use of the, what do you call it, of that, interesting, of the create food and water, Dave?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not pretty, but it's plentiful.
It is plentiful, and it's keeping you... One, it's cool. You know, I love the way that has become such a useful thing, right? Like, if you had access to that at lower levels, it would make travel not interesting. But the fact that you've had to be carrying all this food and shit like that, and now you have this cool power that allows you to get by with it, that's pretty fucking awesome.
So it was really, when you think about it, the will of Clangeddin that blew those two useless water skins away from me in that windstorm, because my god is saying, Rely on me, son. I will provide. You don't need to carry 4 water skins.
Exactly. All right. So, actually, guys, so what you come across, and this is...
To eat in the morning and drink, you need to say small prayer to Clangadin and thank him for his blessings. Just say.
Nice. So you guys are making your way along. Would you give me another D10 roll? And Brent, you're due for some redemption here. Give us a D10 roll.
All right.
Here it comes. Oh, and here's another trick, Brent. If you just hit up your up arrow, it'll scroll up whatever you typed in last, and then you just up and enter again.
Oh, okay. I will not do that because that was attack. But that's cool. Oh,
Yeah,
Pulling up the dice roller for 1 dice is not a problem. It's usually when you got to do multiple dice rolls and skill checks that you need to do that /R.
Okay, nice. So you guys are not surprised. Let's see if these guys are. Okay, they're not surprised either. What you come across is, and this is about, so you guys have making your way across the moor. You are definitely keeping your eyes out for animals, because about when you're taking your first mid-morning break around 10 o'clock, you can hear the howls of some hound somewhere off on the moors. Clearly this place has it's living up to its namesake. But fortunately nothing comes of it. And it is in the late afternoon when you guys come over kind of a rise along this scraggly kind of barren moor, where you see below you there are 2 shepherds who seem to be, and you can tell they've got a small little flock of sheep with them. They seem to spot you as you spot them, and they're first kind of trying to make out who you guys are. The distance between each other is going to be, let's see here. Can someone give me 2d12 roll, please? So let's see if we can make out any details on these guys. Oh yeah, so this is like you're 30 feet away from them. You can see it's 2 humans, 2 men. One of them seems younger than the other. You would guess like late teens. And the other one is in his 30s. So probably a father and son who are prodding, and they sort of look up. Let's see how they react to you guys. I think they've heard about you guys. Druin, you and your big like fiery red beard. Hello! Hello! They wave at you.
Hello, champions of Palfrey, here to visit the keep again.
Hi, so we'd heard. Hello, what were you out here for? Did Lord Palfrey send you on some task out here? Or exploring on your own, perhaps?
We were off talking to the stone giants on behalf of your lord. And then took a leisurely stroll back and decided to see some sights.
I see. And
we kind of got lost.
Curious. They're like, they would not have known. And Carrick, you spent most of the winter with these guys now too. So so Brent, I think from the time that Carrick first met these guys, more than 6 months has passed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's not true. More than 3 months have passed at least, because you had the whole winter when you guys spent together with the Aarakocra, and then you guys went back to town afterwards, and then came and trained here. So it's been it's been more than 6 months actually, I think, between them all. So your character is much more familiar with these guys than what maybe it would seem based on how many times you've had a chance to play with them. But these folks would have... Hello, sweetie. They would have known as well, too, that you guys... No, thank you. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Anna just brought her mud-covered Frisbee in for us all to play with. Terrific. I thank her for rubbing it on my books. So, what you guys... what you probably know, Carrick, is that these are folks you would have met over the course of the time you spent in Thurmaster and the time you spent in the Half-Cut Hills. You actually trained with a wizard named Towster, located in Thurmaster. And if you look in the handouts tab, Brent, you can see a bunch of stuff in there, including this guy here. This is what Thurmaster looks like.
Okay, cool.
And Towster looks like, where is he? Here he is. Like this. That's the old guy who trained you with.
Nice.
Okay. Now, what they tell you is you're actually a little closer to the keep than what you thought. You're actually about here. So you're only a day's travel. If you overnight, hearing that you are the heroes of the, of Palfrey's Keep, they're happy to have you stay in their barn for the or their stable or whatever overnight. They just don't have the room. Like when you see where they live, there's just not enough room in their kind of their cabin or whatever for you to stay indoors. But they're happy to have you at least have a roof over your head for the evening. Do you ask anything of these guys, or are you're more interested in just getting yourself back to the keep?
Druin looks to Calidor and goes, "What would Dorman do if we were here?" Probably give him some coin, right? Damn it, Dorman. Druin gives the family 2 gold pieces for letting us stay and any food that they provide.
Wow.
Appreciate your hospitality.
They do actually make you a really lovely lamb stew
Nice.
for the evening, and so they are very, very grateful for the for the money. And I'm assuming you're doing that as you're leaving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're definitely, they take it quite happily from you, and definitely will get you some added goodwill with the fine folk of that live around Palfrey's Keep. The rest of the day, I don't think will be eventful, but let's see. What do you say, Dice? Are we gonna have anything interesting happening here? Oh, yes, we do.
Oh.
Terror hounds.
So long as it's not wind.
Hot diggity damn. Yeah, that wind was pretty awesome. It was such a weird random roll too.
It wasn't an hour and a half fighting with quicksand, but
Yes. Okay. Let's see here.
that was an epic.
That was such a great. So
If you folks don't know what that is, you need to go back and watch
the Bergour.
Maze Adventures. Find the one where we were fighting in the quicksand. Hour and a half, no word alive.
Yes, the greatest, and it claimed someone's ancestral sword too.
Sir Albus lost his sword.
Sir Albus. Oh, Sir Albus. Well, we knew you.
Sorry, Brent. Didn't mean to bring Sir Albus. Oh, I mean, I'm sure.
It's all good.
Okay,
That was a West move right there to bring up Sir Albus. I'm sorry.
Wes. Oh god, we haven't seen Wes in a long time too. Okay, so then, guys, the trip, what you encounter along the way is a couple more groups of shepherds as well too. There's more ranchers that are on the way here, like along these farms that lead up towards Palfrey's Keep. But you guys finally actually make it all the way back to Palfrey's Keep. So, yeah. So you guys are safely back in the walls of Palfrey's Keep. It's been quite some time since you left here, and I'm not sure, Carrick, if you had a chance, or Brent, Carrick would have had a chance to meet them, but this is what? Where is he here? I think he's a duke, isn't he? I think I always go count, right? He's a count.
The count, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So this is Count Sander Palfrey. Brent, this is the old guy who runs this place, who you guys have been, serving or whatnot throughout the winter. But there's also he has.
In the movie version, was it Max von Sydow that was using?
Yes, yeah, Max von Sydow is him. And what you also learned? Where's his son? Where is... Oh, Lintern. Here he is. There's his son. So, Palfrey is in his, 80s. He's very, very old. And he went through, I think it was 5 wives before one finally bore him a son, though she died in childbirth as well. So he only has one heir, and the heir is very much a wannabe adventurer to kind of follow in his line's tradition. So we've got Lintern is the one who really wanted to go along with you guys to the Stone Giants, but Paul Frey did not want his son going.
Right.
The mission you guys were on was to go and speak to the Stone Giants. Hundreds of years ago, the Stone Giants helped build Paul Frey's keep, and he wanted the Stone Giants to come and add on to it so that his son would inherit a grander estate than what he inherited. So you guys make your way back, and oh gosh, I think there's a chance he may have passed away in the interim, so let's actually roll for that. He is old, so I mean, let's see. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
The chance of mortality.
This is where being an actuary would have been good. Do some calculations.
In my practice, I actually have a wheel that talks about mortality rates. So, yeah, it's really depressing. One of my insurance clients gave it to us during one of their presentations, and I'm like, awesome! If you were ever handed such a thing too, do not ever look up your own fucking mortality rate. It's terrible. No, he is still alive and kicking. So, in spite of his advanced age, in spite of the, the month or so that you guys have been gone, he is still hale and hearty. And it's really only been about a month that you guys have been gone, even with the extra days that you spent traveling and such. So he is back, and he is eager to hear word of what you found from the Giants.
Well,
Right. Well, that's a long story. I think we need to crack open a keg for that.
If the Giants will be coming, then a keg, as many as you wish, will be open, dwarf. But will they be coming? Will my walls be rebuilt?
Will be coming.
They will.
Of that, we can guarantee.
When you bring news back, dwarf, you wish to lead with the good news. You hear that, Lintern? You will be inheriting a keep worthy of the finest nobles in Kyoland. Paul Frey's keep and the name of Paul Frey will be known throughout all of this yeomanry and out to the kingdom and beyond. Bring us drinks!
Lots of drinks, you heard him?
Yes, so you guys have one hell of a shindig for that evening. You will have no cost will be spared for this. So let's talk then, guys. If there's anything you wish to ask Count Parfrey or Lintern or anything like that, you're free to do that. Otherwise, I think what we need to talk about is where are you going next? You know what we could do,
that's a great question.
So what we could do as well is, because we've done this for every other party too, Brent, why don't we do make some of your spell rolls for us, so we can see what new spells you've got. Now, you were also gifted a new traveling spell book. So you have a new spell book that has 50 pages.
Okay.
Okay. And let me see. I think I posted the new things under.
I think I probably got some of that new spellbook stuff. Let me just go check.
Well, yeah, the spellbook you're gonna have to look up. I'm just opening up my the house rules, because I've got the house rules have Uranus draft. Yeah, June 7. Okay. So what it is, Brent, is for each of your let's see here. Each of the spells takes up a level plus 1d6 minus 1. That's how many pages a spell takes up in your spell book. And your spell book, your proper spell book, has 100 pages in it. And if you haven't rolled to see how many pages your existing spells take up in it, you might want to take a moment to do that.
Okay.
Okay, and then because of the sheer amount of time we had to prepare this, I'm sure you're going to fill those books before you'll run out of time. Because it really does, they do fill up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so And do you have access to those other the spells, the spellbook? Oh, you know what? I think those spellbooks are in chat too, or not in chat, in the party notes, aren't they? I think John put them in there. Let's see here.
Yeah, he did, I think, with all the spells in them.
Yeah. Party loot. Let's see. Yes. Yep. He's got, so Brent, in the party loot right here. John's got all the 3 books that you guys have found so far.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Let's see. Strength is a 2nd level spell, right?
Yes.
Strength is in one of the books, Brent.
I would like to try and learn that.
So you know what? You can count that as the one you automatically learn at 3rd level if you don't want to risk it.
Yes,
Okay.
I will definitely do that.
Okay. So in the
That
way
would
that,
be the most helpful.
and forgive me if I'm repeating something I told you before, Brent, but what we do, the way we're doing the you have to roll percentile chance, like whatever your intelligence is will give you a chance of learning a spell. You need to make that for every spell that you want to learn, but if you fail, it just means you can't learn it from that source. You can still try and learn it from if you get another source.
Cool. I would like to try and learn blindness. I think that would be useful.
Hold on. First, let's see how many pages you've got left.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me take
How
a
many
look.
how many 1st level spells do you have in your book so far?
Okay. Give me 1 second. I have 1, 2, 3, 9.
9. So give us 9d6 roll. That is 96 will be how many pages are taken up so far.
It's 9 typing 96 instead of 9 F6 would work better.
Nope. /R then
Yeah.
96. Yeah. You just
I
threw
just-
9 dice at my head.
I'm too excited and typing things in the wrong way.
No problem. So 27 pages are taken up so far. Okay. So then, strength you can learn automatically, and that will be 1d6 plus 1. That's how many pages it takes up. And that one, like, we won't worry about counting or like figuring out what spells are what. Ooh, that would take up a lot of space. So just record somewhere on your character sheet that the strength took up 7 pages. You have 34, so you still got
34
66 pages left to go. Which one would you like to try and learn next?
I will try and learn blindness.
Okay, what's your intelligence is what? 18?
Yes.
Okay, so what's your chance?
75%. Let me double check.
Is it only
Look
75?
at the big brain on that elf.
Yeah.
Uh,
It has the skill, the stats right at the back of the book too,
yeah,
on one of those tables. Your chance of learning is
85.
85%. So go ahead and roll percentile, Brent.
Alrighty. Come on.
Yep. Okay. So then roll
Okay.
one, and which spell was it?
Oh, 2nd level, so it'd be
1d6 plus 1. Yep. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Sheepers. Okay, so you're down to 59 pages in the one book. You still have a Traveler spellbook too. Although remember, the weight of the Traveler spellbook is.
I'm just disappointed. I mean, the spells aren't so bad, but like when it comes to damage, how come I can't roll 6s like this?
Yes. All right.
Unless I'm damaging the ink.
So
I
record.
write really big. It's not the spells. It's that I write in really large font.
Exactly. So what? So record that in your spellbook. Record how many pages that it takes up in that spellbook, and then which would you like to try and learn next?
Here.
And I think you are a generalist.
Is there I'm just looking for protection from evil. That would be a really good one to learn.
Is not in any of the spellbooks that you have, and I don't think anyone. I don't know if anyone else knows that.
I know the cleric version, but that doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it and it just doesn't seem to for me.
I think you guys got. Hold on. Oh no, that's the magic items you guys have here. Okay.
What might be? How does blur work in this one? Do you guys know offhand?
Gives you a percentile chance of them missing you, and then it gets better. I think after each initial attack.
I thought it was
I'll give the book here.
-4 on the first attack, -2 on the second.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
One of our weapons has that on it.
Yep.
Sorry, does anyone know offhand, is Altar Self as useful as it is in 3rd edition?
Don't
Like
recall.
That's
roll
all
wings-
relative. Yeah, maybe just look it up, Brent, and see. Yeah.
Were you looking for like buff spells for that when you're fighting? You're more dangerous.
Looking under the from the spells from the party loot and just starting like what would be of most use. So I mean, whatever you guys, if you guys want to suggest anything there, or you think anything looks, I just sort of glance through
So
that.
you can undergo what Alter Self allows you to do is a minor physical limited physical alteration. Your size can be changed up to 50%. Taller, shorter, thin, fat. If the form selected has wings, you can actually fly, but only a third of the speed of a true creature of that type, with a loss of 2 maneuverability classes. If it has gills, you can breathe underwater as long as the spell lasts, which is 3d4 rounds plus 2 rounds per level.
So yeah, that's a good one to try. That's very versatile.
Absolutely, yeah. So go ahead and give us a percentile roll.
All right.
Yep, you can learn it. So then 1d6 plus 1, please. Let's see how many...
Let's see what I can do here.
Come on.
Hopefully not another 7.
6.
Oh.
Do you have any restrictions, Brent?
No, he's a generalist.
Oh yeah, I might. I'm not quite sure actually offhand.
No, you're not a specialist. You're not a specialty wizard. You're just generalist.
Okay.
Yeah, you can cast whatever you like.
All right, that's cool. So Alter Self. Yes.
Okay, so that's 6. You have 53 pages left. What would you like to try to learn next?
Alter Self. I'm just reading
Sure.
this. Anyone seeing any first or second levels that jump out?
Blindness is very effective because it's permanent.
Oh, okay, good. I've got that one, so that worked. Familiars don't really do anything specific, do they?
Wait, hold on. So you don't have a second level spell in your spellbook already, do you?
No, but I just learned. You said I made the roll for blindness.
No, you made the roll for Alter Self.
And before that for blindness. We did 2 rolls already.
Wasn't that blur before?
No, that was blindness.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard blur.
Oh, okay.
That's
He
fine.
talked about blur, but he didn't try it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, and blindness
and
is a
strength-
really badass spell.
Strength was the free one, right?
Yeah, and then blindness is super cool because it really penalizes your opponent.
You also might want to take a look at the second level or the first level ones, because you can only cast 1 second level per day right now anyway.
Well, I wonder if, hang on, let me check out Wall of Fog. That might be useful for the group.
Wall of Fog is extraordinarily useful, particularly if you're dealing with range attacks. The guys have had that used against them when they fought gnolls.
All right, well, let's go for Wall of Fog.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll 1d6. Just 1d6 flat.
Right.
2 pages, not bad.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm up to 49 pages.
Yeah.
What about shield? Do you use a shield?
He doesn't.
Because shield in second edition, I think, is better than in first edition. It lasts longer. It's 5 rounds per level. Gives you a +2 AC against hurled, complete negation against magic missile, AC 3 against small propelled devices like arrows and bolts, and even a +1 against saving throws against acts that are basically frontal.
Okay, so how long is the last 5?
And at 5 rounds per level, if you're casting that as a buff spell before you go into battle, then that's pretty effective.
Yeah.
Pretty much a guaranteed at least +1 to my AC.
And better against certain things.
Yeah, like I'm actually really shitty. I got a decent like an AC 2.
You mean in general? I'm actually really shitty. I'm a terrible character.
AC's good for like when I'm fighting against melee attacks because of the blade, but I go from a AC of 2 to an AC of 5 against missile weapons, so that would actually be useful.
Oh, for sure.
So while you guys do that, I'm gonna start totaling up our XP for the session as well, guys.
Okay, so shield works.
Okay.
Hey, I only took up 1 page.
Nice. Okay, where is my? Oh, there it is. Awesome. So for those listening at home as well too, I mentioned this on previous previous episodes as well too. But the thing I've been using quite a bit for some more interesting, unusual magic items is this sucker here, Diablo 2: The Awakening. It's the last book that was released for AD&D Second Edition before it switched over to Third, and it's got tables for creating random items in it that have the potential of generating 1 million magical items. It's really, really cool for making some unusual magic items beyond the general, like, +1 to hit, +1 to damage kind of stuff.
And I hate to say it, but Enlarge is a pretty good spell.
Enlarge is a really great spell, yeah.
Dorman casts it, and you get 10% size for each level of the caster, and that also does like an extra damage. So it kind of acts like strength, but I think the bang for buck as you get higher level is much better.
Oh, okay.
So like even as a first level spell, when you're 3rd level caster, you're getting a 30% bonus, but when you're 5th level caster, you're getting a 50% bonus. So whereas strength is just a straight like D8 to fighters.
Yeah, although it puts me into the there's a good chance that the D8 would put me into the OOs.
Yeah, like into the percentiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a fighter, so.
But long term, strength or enlarge is a really good spell. Also helps if you're fighting bigger creatures and they're trying to grapple you.
Okay, so then you just
never happens in this game. Kev doesn't use grapple rules.
Yeah, Brent, we use the rules out of a product called Dungeon Grappling. So like grappling and wrestling and stuff like that is much more interesting and usable in this than in the default rules.
All right, well, let's go for enlarge then.
You can ask John when you see him next time how it was to be torn apart by 2 different hyenas that were grappling him.
And then hauled off like bag lunch.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. The guy grabbed him and ran off with him. He almost got eaten by gnolls.
After he was almost dead.
By a wolf when I was around.
You which, sorry, Brent?
I think someone was dragged. I remember someone being dragged off by a wolf.
Oh yeah, I think that was a hyena. That was when you guys, you were there for that fight with.
No.
I think you were taken out, unfortunately, quickly. But okay, let's see here.
Right. You know what? I don't have feather fall. Let's try for that one.
Okay.
That come in handy sometimes.
Yeah, no, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh yes. Wow, that bow is worth quite a bit, guys.
Okay, so that works.
Okay. How many?
Does the guy who taught us? Does he have any spells he'd be willing to share or sell?
You learned strength from him.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's your mentor will give you 1 free spell. And I checked. He does not have protection from evil either. Well, I checked when you asked before. Okay, let's see here. And where is it here? Where is it here?
How much downtime do I have to learn these spells? So far, I've added 1, 2.
Each of those takes 1d2 days per level.
Oh, okay, I guess if we've been here most of the week.
You have at least I think 3 months worth of time to make up, Brent. So I'm not super concerned about you running out of time for it. And the rest of the party did have the opportunity to do this stuff, so I thought it'd be
okay.
Since we had the time.
Continual lights.
If you need a continual light item, I can give you one.
Okay. Well, I can make my own now, so. /R.
Okay. All right, guys. Now, there are 9 people in the party now, right?
I think
That
so.
sounds right.
I think so? Yeah, okay.
That's how many diagrams you did, right? One.
Oh, yeah. I just count it that way. All right.
That's how many acrylic blocks Jonathan bought.
Yeah, really? Oh, gosh. Okay, so...
I keep checking Redbubble. I keep checking my email to see if I'm getting any shipment from Redbubble.
Oh, did you buy one on Wednesday?
Yeah, when we were playing,
Okay.
I bought a Rock Slide T-shirt.
Awesome. I was checking because I got the notification that someone made a purchase, but I wasn't sure who. It doesn't tell me who it was.
So I bought a Rock Slide T-shirt, but not the one where it's like a square on the middle of the picture. I bought the one where it covers the entire shirt, and you basically
That's
get
awesome.
like his eyes and a part of his head, and then
Dave, thank you so much. That's great.
that's awesome. Oh, it's a great. I love that image.
Thank you.
And I said back when we summoned Rock Slide the first time, I'm like, oh, this is cool. If you do an image of Rock Slide, I'll buy a T-shirt. So I bought a T-shirt.
There we go.
Oh, live up to
Awesome.
your promises.
Okay, so then, guys, let's see here. I think what we'll do is Brent, how are you doing for spell learning here?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna roll for Milf's magic acid arrow.
Yep.
And I'm gonna see do we have invisibility in here? Levitate.
You do in John's spellbook for sure. I think Elanion knows that as well. I'm
I thought I
certain.
saw. No. Tasha's uncontrollable laughter. I can't believe you guys aren't casting that like every time we're fighting someone.
Well, I'm not familiar with it.
What's the one from fifth
Tasha's-
edition?
Oh yeah, basically it's a version of like paralysis. It makes the person they drop into a fit of laughter, don't they? And they can't act.
You can't do anything.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, for tonight, the fighters in the party, you guys have defeated 12 hit dice worth of adversaries. So be sure to 10 times your level times 12. That's how many class-based XP you get. And then each of you also gains 315 XP. And remember, Brent, you got to split that up between the two of them. And then on top of that...
Sorry, Kev, what did you say? 350?
Here, you know what? Let me add it to the... I've split this between the party. So the loot that you guys got from the Stone Giants, that's going to be split amongst the entire party. So what you guys get and what Elanion will get for tonight as well, and I'll put it in Discord, you guys each are walking away with 1,281 XP. That's 1281.
That's from the loot. So everybody's
No,
getting
that's for you guys and for Elanion. That's what you guys get in total for tonight. The other party members get 966 XP.
Okay.
Let me put that in
281. And
see
then
here.
12 hit dice,
yeah, let's see here.
720.
What did I say? 1281?
Yeah.
For you guys? Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, all right. So then, there for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 68 of the our ongoing Night Below campaign. Brent, you didn't ding, did you, as a wizard?
No, I was sitting at just over 7,000.
Oh, right, and you got to split it, so it's
Little
only
bit.
it's only 600 or something you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the wizard's a bit more than the fighter.
Yeah. Okay. So then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for Another Night Below session. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. And in addition, while you're down there, if you have not subscribed yet and you don't want to miss any future episodes of this, be sure to click on subscribe and the bell icon. If you enjoyed the session, clicking on a like helps us. To date, we've been able to supply all of our players with copies of the Player's Handbook, and I think next thing we're going to try and do once we finish catching up with that is we're going to try and supply our players with some of the other books that we use in the campaign, like the complete handbooks and things like that for it. So all the money that's raised by the channel through ad revenue or for Patreon support, it all goes back to giving thanks to the players who've played in our taken the time to play in our Cockamamie adventures. In addition, if you want to contact me directly, you can also find me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can find me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com, and you can also find a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active. We have channels dedicated to all the campaigns we run on the channel, as well as most of the games that we've run at any point. There's an assorted games group. There's a convention channel that has a bunch of information about online conventions, which is most conventions nowadays. There's also discussion of for finding a group. There's a channel for that. Tons of great people that are on there. Tons of great conversation to get involved with, and you are more than welcome to join us on there. I'll say one more time as well too, just because it's been within the last week. A big thank you to everybody who supported the Heroes Save Villages campaign for this year. This year's raffle exceeded our target of $2,000, so thank you so much for everyone's generosity. And for everyone watching as well too, who helped raise awareness. Anyone who helped raise the word of the raffle, we are greatly appreciative of that. And the good people at SOS Children's Villages International, we're very grateful for it. If you go to the community tab of the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel, you can find a thank you email we received from them. And really, the thank you is due to the donors, the players, and the people who spread the word for the charity raffle, so thank you so much for that. Last thing I'm going to say is a big thank you to the players from tonight. So Jeffrey, Dave, Brent, and Hobbs, thank you so much for playing tonight, guys. It was great to have another Friday night back in Heronshire. And this week, I guess we'll be talking about where we're going to go next. Someone finished drawing their map of Threshold finally, so that is now ready for you guys to go visit. But anyway, we'll find out what is going to happen there on Wednesday. So for those listening at home, once again, thank you so much for joining us. If you are joining us during the current crisis, we do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. And until we see you again, happy gaming.
See ya.